What is up, everybody? Okay, so we're gonna do some Lostbelt 4, and we might do Darkest Dungeon later. It's really just gonna come down to how I feel. I'm still struggling with the whole breathing thing, so we'll just see how it goes. Alright, anything I need to do before we take off here? Let's see, what is this account working with? Oh, hey, I'm on PC, so I can make it bigger, and I can still see. Do we have a level 25 Benkei? Oh god, I don't think we do. Time to fix that. Don't worry though, we got a level 4 one. Oh, the life of Benkei. So the trick is, you level him to 25, you ascend him, and then you don't level him anymore, and you just keep him at that. And that's the minimum level to have his taunt. And he's the most likely to get one turned there. Perfect. How you doing, Fury? Alright, anything else I want to level here? We have Bedivere. Yep, okay, I figured. We have Fuma. Uh-oh. We don't particularly need him for... No, there he is. Just not 70. We don't really need him for this Lostbelt, but it's just he's a good unit to have leveled, so... Okay, well, I don't have much XP, so we'll just go with that for now! Oh yeah, Fuma's buff is coming up. Alright, off we go. Man, I'm really excited for Lostbelt 6. I just hope they don't fuck it up. You just know there's going to be something dumb about it, but we'll see. Hoping for a new 3-star. I'll probably do mostly budget stuff. We might mix it up depending on what we feel like. The beginning of Lostbelt 4 is pretty whatever. There's not too much interesting about it for a while. We don't know when the 6th Lostbelt is, but the stream for it is on the 11th, and we're in the pre-campaign right now, so it's potentially on the 11th, but it might be like the day after or 2 days after or something, we'll see. Normally, for the majority of Lostbelts and such, the release date has been on the day of the stream, like right after the stream ends. But Lostbelt 5.2 was an exception, so who knows what they're going to do. Not too bad today. Slept better today, although I'm still catching up from yesterday. Of course, we have to use MASH. Bust out the K-scope. Looks like the last time I played this game, we were doing chat versus FGO because that Mystic Code was equipped. I kind of want to... You know what? This is probably an easy stage, so I'm going to keep it equipped, so maybe we level it up some. Yeah, who makes them 10-10-8? That's just annoying. Alright. I do not enjoy this gimmick in Lostbelt 4, especially because it's done... Look at this. The icon is quick down, but it's actually quick down, art down, buster down. Like... Apparently decreased your debuff resistance too. I never even knew that one. It's just annoying. Like, give the enemies more health. right? Instead of doing it like that. Like, that's just, it's not really fun doing it that way. And as time goes on, its effect lessens, but it's just confusing, because if someone, like, tunes in and they just see quick down, they assume you have quick down, but you actually have everything down, and it makes your NP gain worse on your art and quick cards, so on and so forth. It's just like, why though? That is not Black Barrel. We don't have that yet. Yeah, it does make it harder to loop. I don't mind things in the game being harder, I just prefer they do it making the enemies tougher opposed to making you weaker. And what really irks me is the fact that they have an icon in the game for all color, right? It's like this icon, except it's like divided into three, you know, kind of like a Triforce, and it shows all three card types. They should have done that for the debuff icon. It really annoys me that it looks like a specific card type down, but that's not what it is. That's a kind of a weird thing to get mad about, but it's like, it's just silly. I don't like the Lostbelt 3-1 either. I thought that was, I think that was actually the worst one. That just made the game so much less fun. Like, it's like playing Genshin Impact when they don't allow you to use your skills. That's just not fun. Right? It's like, oh hey, you have less things to do. One of the main team building is like the game, right? Using your units, using your Mystic Code, you know, using all these things together to make, you know, what your team is going to be. When you nerf the Mystic Code that much, you basically don't have a Mystic Code. And that just means you have less options. That's not that it doesn't make it harder, because like the game is balanced around that. It just makes it a lot less interesting, and you have less team options. Like, you know, some teams are built around the Star Bomb or the Switch and things like that. And then when you don't even have those things available to you, your ability to make fun teams just go down. Like, imagine wanting to do a Star Bomb Buster, you know, crit meme thing, but you can't because of it, right? That's just, there's nothing fun about that. You know, I like Lostbelt 3's boss fights and stuff, but I would have preferred them to have, like, more health or however you want to balance it, and then still have your Mystic Code like normal. Not having your Mystic Code, and does make the game harder, it just makes it harder in a way that isn't any more fun, and it's also not really, it's not challenging. You're not like, oh man, I gotta really think and figure this out. It's just, LOL, you have less options. So in a way, it's easier because you're more, you know, strong-armed and using, you have less options to you. It's harder to make a bad team if you have less options, right? You're kind of forced into something. 5, if you has a gimmick, is like some of the enemies have like nano machines, you know, and they have damage cut and a slight damage up all the time. So basically everything you fight is a bit tougher than it looks. But it's not even that big of a thing. It's more flavor than anything. The thing about Lostbelt 5, especially 5-2, is just the bosses themselves are just hard. Right, that's why I think 5-2 is just way better than the other Lostbelts in terms of gameplay design, because you know, they're not nerfing you, or making the enemies tougher. Lostbelt 5-1 though is pretty simple. I honestly don't like Lostbelt 5-1 very much gameplay wise. I don't hate it, but really not that interesting. It pales in comparison to 5-2 so much. In comparison, it just looks bad. Yeah, Mash is buffed. She's really strong in the Zeus fight, actually. 5-1's not really just the big. It's a pretty self-contained story. All the Atlantis stuff really only matters in that story, and never again. It's kind of just. It's kind of a contrived, made-up obstacle that you overcome to get to the actual story, and then those. But the 5-1 and 5-2 are really detached for the most part. a filler movie. Yeah, kinda. It has some good characters though, and you know, Jason's awesome and all that. It's just, it's so pointless. Like, the whole point of 5-1 is just you finding a way around the shield, around Olympus. But they could have just had you not have to deal with that and just started it in 5-2. It's very contrived to make it longer. And I've stressed, there's nothing wrong with a longer story, and if you want to put it into 2 parts, that's fine, but I think it would work a lot better if it was an actual story in 2 parts that was large enough to justify that, instead of, you know, the actual story in the second part, and then just a made-up contrived obstacle for the first part. Yeah, that's not great. Can we get another Rama buff? I'm glad I got the one, though. They're probably all dead. Story-wise, my favorite is 5-2. And there are parts of 5-1 that I like, and some of it is tied in. You know, you kind of start learning a bit more about Wadim and all that in 5-1. And like that, all that stuff was really cool. But yeah, overall, Lostbelt 5-2 is my favorite. But I do like Lostbelt 1 a lot. Yeah, I would say, you know, the whole Lostbelt 5 stuff, and then 5-1, and then the rest of them kind of fall off. Wow, we didn't kill any of them there. Wow, we suck. Anyway, the others are quite a bit behind. I do like 4. I guess 4 is a bit ahead of the other ones, but yeah, 5 and 1 are the good ones, in my opinion. You're probably 5, 1, 4, and then I really don't care about the rest, to be honest. Hey, there's divine wolves in Spice and Wolf. That's a thing. And there are plenty of legends like that. I mean, I like Norse mythology more than most. It's like, I like a lot more than most of the other mythologies and such out there. But it was so poorly represented and handled in 2. If anything, it made me like it less. Karna hasn't done his NP upgrade. What are we doing here? Okay, what do we want to summon? What looks fun? Lancelot doesn't have his animation update over here. What is this level 99? I swear, Gib is such a bad influence on everybody. Alright, why not? The hell is that team? Hey RTN, thank you for the 10 months, man. I appreciate it. Twitch Prime too. Really hard to keep a Twitch Prime streak going without accidentally missing a month and losing it. I make that mistake all the time. Do I want to taunt cycle? I feel like this is not going to be hard enough for that really to matter. But we'll use a Rosh. I should grail him to 70. I don't know why, but we're doing it. I probably have a K-scope. Oh, here we go, let's go with that. More attack stat. Go Star Bomb. Where's Golden Carp? There it is. What do I need Bond with on this account? Not much, I imagine. I'd say Qin Gong, but we don't have him yet. What's Hans looking like? Getting there. What's my Hohenheim looking like? Have I even leveled? Oh god, have I not leveled him on an A? It's because I stopped playing an A actively long before he got his 3rd skill buff. He's kind of a staple now, but yeah, I don't have him over here. Oof. Do I have a 2nd star bomb? If I do, it would be the Martha one. Hey look, we've got it. Do it like this then. Alright, it's Chiron time, I guess. Kind of weird having Pence on the same team as Chiron, though. But not as weird as doing it with Achilles, though. At least Hans has his 3rd skill buff. Indeed. Hey, lonely boy. Thank you for the 18 months. I'm pretty sure, though, you resubbed like a week ago, but Twitch... What the hell is this name? Funky... I'm just gonna go with Funky. Thank you for the tier 1 sub, though. Bad with names. What do you want from me? Imagine Chiron without an art down. I guess we just Stella right now. Hey look, Arash doesn't have his animation update and he looks like a child. My guess is the Buster down that you get here is 20%. The A should be capital, right? And then you could tell it's a name. But I've noticed my chat doesn't believe in capital letters. Like, you make the F capital and you make the A capital, then it's really easy to read. And say with the 500 bits, Jesus. I have a very free-to-play friendly choice on my Saber slot. You're probably lying, but we'll check it out anyway. Chiron is not even close to getting his NP. I should have Stellaed on this wave. Watch these crits, though. Capitals are for cowards. Yeah, Icy doesn't have any capital letters either. Do we use the crits to just go faster? Yep. Trying to keep Mozart alive. Bonk him real good. I'd be confident this would work if it wasn't for the card down. Yep, that's about 20% off. Might have just barely lived though. Well, we get our NP. Wait, the stage is over! What? What the fuck? I was all, yeah, now we're gonna art up and other art up and then switch Mystic Code, big NP, see if we can loop. No, the stage is over. God damn it, game. At least throw a mini boss at me, right? Well, we'll have to use Chiron again in a minute because that wasn't really Look at this 8-8-10. So close, so close. Did you get hero proofed? Is that what happened? You're almost at greatness there. Alright, fine, we'll use Awawa. Horrible stage for it though. I'm going to regret this. Look at that music timing. Only 2 waves again. I just made like 1 star here. Because the Buster Down also hurts our star gen. I'm not sure if Stella made any stars, it was on the back target there, because the other 2 it didn't. I feel like we didn't make anything. Mysterious White Beast A and Mysterious White Beast B. Look like Monster Hunter enemies, by the way. Like that lightning fucking Monster Hunter world. I feel like the units we're summoning aren't actually getting anything done because the stages are too short. Why didn't I cast this? Like a while ago. I don't, we might do 120. If we don't, it's because of the debuff. And these things are demonic. If I remember correctly. I think Rice Man gets his bonus damage on them. Let me just make 100 stars here. Not quite, but close. Well, Awawa did a whole lot of nothing. I also just clicked the wrong card, but it doesn't matter because the stage is a joke! Nice background, though! A lot of stuff in Lostbelt 4 is divine that normally isn't. That's just a Lostbelt 4 thing. William Tell is divine, for crying out loud. You get to see a little bit of Daybit Servant in the Singularity, though, but you don't learn a whole lot. But pretty much all we know about it is from this story. Yeah, William Tell is only divine for the Lostbelt story. That was a lot of walking. Daybit doesn't have a grand. They say he has a servant that's as powerful as a grand. And I mean, I suppose maybe it is a grand for some reason. But we don't really have the details right now. And we don't even know if he summoned it himself. Like, there's no we don't know. Like, how many fucking stories? Like, look at APOC. Literally nothing in APOC is going to code, right? But you have to actually read APOC to know why, right? So if you have like some pre-story where you just know, hey, there's some timeline where there's a bunch of servants, be like, well, but you're not supposed to be able to summon a bunch of servants, right? Like, it doesn't mean anything. Shiki time, though. Also, imagine literally anything in Fate following the rules. I mean, fucking Scath is not even supposed to exist as a servant, and yet they always come up with some bullshit excuse for her to be one anyway. Yeah, I mean, that's the obvious one, Fury, but I mean, if they wanted to come up with some bullshit reason for it to be doable, I'm sure they could. But as far as I'm aware, they never said that David has a grand servant. They said David has a servant that's on par with a grand servant, essentially. And maybe that's because it is a grand servant, but we'll have to wait and find out. No, they wouldn't. You wouldn't lose the grand title if you did that, because Orion did the same thing and he didn't lose his title. He lost it eventually because he used like all the power that the world had given him and this, that, and the other, and he obviously wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing. But it doesn't work that way. Here's an example. When Emiya... So, okay. In Fate Stay Night, when Medea summons Kojiro, she's breaking the rules. You know, servants aren't supposed to summon servants. She's not really connected to the Grail like a regular master would be, and that kind of thing. And she's just such a good Magus that even though she shouldn't be able to interact with the incantation and stuff to summon one, she's able to. But she's breaking the rules. And she's not summoning a servant like a normal person would. So she doesn't summon heroic spirit, she summons a wraith. And all that stuff, right? And Kojiro is scuffed because of that. You know, he's not summoned like he's supposed to be. He's not getting his class skills like he's supposed to be. Because, you know, Medea is not... Although she's way more skilled than any master, she's not actually a master. So the fact that she can summon a servant at all is crazy. But obviously her servant is very scuffed because of it. Now, Emiya is summoned by Rin, who is connected to the Grail, like the, you know, she's the master that was chosen and everything, and it's, you know, pretty normal for the most part. And so when he's summoned, he gets the stats in the container that you would generally get from having a proper master. So he has his class skills and all that kind of stuff. When Emiya jumps ship and joins Medea, and Medea becomes his master instead of Rin, his class container doesn't suddenly change. You know, classcontainer.exe doesn't explode and get corrupted, and he doesn't lose his class skills and everything, right? Once the summoning's done, the summoning's done. You know, Emiya keeps his class skills regardless of what master he has at the time. What determined if he got his skills or not, and how his stats were, and all that stuff, like how good his summoning was whoever summoned him at the time. You know, another example is like Gilgamesh in Fate Strange Fake. You know, the master that summons him dies shortly after summoning him, but Gil still has the class container and stats and everything that you would expect off that summoning, even though he ends up teaming up with somebody else. You know, and pretty much same thing for grants. Now, there's some limits to it because it seems like the world only gives them so much juice, and if they use it up, they kind of stop being a grand. Okay, again, only 2 waves. Demonic Grasshopper Swarm. Okay, game. I don't think you know what a grasshopper is. Because that's not it. Right? Like, that's not a grasshopper. It doesn't matter if you slap demon on it or not. That's like you've got like a mammoth. Let's say you've got like a demonic woolly mammoth, right? And you're like, it's an alligator, but it's a demon alligator. It's like, no, that is a mammoth. Like, maybe you could get away with calling it an elephant, but not an alligator. Same thing here. It may not be the translator's fault. No way to know, though. I'd have to ask someone that reads Japanese, look at these things in the Japanese version. Okay, well... Shiki's got 100% crit without the star bomb, so... Hit Shiki, damn it. You know what? Why did I cast that? Who needs an NP when you've got double art up? There we go, got a Hans with the crit up. 81 stars. Can someone get a Buster card? Alright, here's the plan. Han's gonna land that attack up from his NP. It's like a pseudo Buster card in the front. Instead of 50%, it's 20%, and then there's a 20% chance it doesn't even do that. Hey, we got it. Oh, that's plenty of damage. Look at that, 222% NP gain. They messed it up. Yeah, if you use Chaco Jana, you can guarantee Hans's buffs. Oh, locusts. That's a thing. No, Nasu never said that Gramps still has the power of a Grand. I actually said the opposite. Also, it doesn't work that way. Like, no servant inherently has the power of a Grand or not. It's just if they're summoned as a Grand, then they get it, and if they're not summoned as a Grand, they don't get it. Heroic spirits are just heroic spirits. Presumably, though, a pure heroic spirit is stronger than both a servant and a Grand, because it's like the strongest they can be. That's not entirely clear, though. And from what they've said, they've never said anything that like goes against what I just said, but they haven't. What they've said about a Grand doesn't affirm it either. I suspect the Grand container is like special properties, and it actually makes them stronger than their pure heroic spirit self. It just makes sense with what they've said about Grands and everything. It just makes sense that the Grand summoning system actually would make them stronger than they would be as like their pure heroic spirit self. However, we have never seen a pure heroic spirit just as a pure heroic spirit ever, and every time they talk about them, they always make it clear that they're way stronger than their servant self. But they've never compared a pure heroic spirit to a Grand. They've never done that because they just, I mean, generally they talked about like pure heroic spirits, you know, a long time ago before the Grands were even invented. So. And they did say, though, that there are some exceptions, like Uriel and Stheno are actually stronger as servants than they are as their pure heroic spirit self, or actually in their case, divine spirit, because they're just so weak normally. The container is actually stronger than they are, but that's the exception, not the rule. Let's give Chiron another go, although this looks like a really easy stage, but we'll see what happens. Actually, when Romani helps you, he's essentially just a caster, not, unless I'm forgetting something, Romani was never, ever summoned, or Solomon was never ever summoned as the Grand Caster. He can be, he is one of the candidates that can be summoned as the Grand Caster, but he was summoned into a regular Grail War as a regular caster, and he won, and he used the wish to have his soul put into like a new body that was just gonna be a regular human. And then Guadia goes and possesses Solomon's corpse. And Guadia is so powerful, and because you gotta remember, Guadia pretends to be Solomon. He acts like he is Solomon gone evil. You don't, as like the player, you don't learn that it's Guadia for a while. And he's so powerful everyone thinks he's a Grandcaster because Solomon can be a Grandcaster, and Guadia acts like he is. Guadia says things and behaves like he is the Grandcaster, but it's just a ruse. You know, in truth, he's actually a beast, and so on and so forth. That's like literally the whole story is you thought it was Solomon, but it was me, Guadia, right? And yet to this day, people don't get it. Even though that's the thing, it's kind of like Luke, I am your father, right? But then so many people don't know that yet, right? It's kind of what it's like. It's so weird to me that so many people get it's Guadia. It's not Solomon. It's Guadia, right? And that is the story, for God's sakes. I'll be right back. I need to clean my glasses. I can't see shit. Imagine watching a stream of Lostbelt 4 and then getting mad because I'm talking about spoilers like 3 years ago. And now, in the current story, Guadia is possessing Romani's corpse because that seems to be his shtick. Okay. I can now see. We are fighting a boss. This is an absolutely atrocious team for fighting a boss. But we'll see what we can do. She has sure hit. That is unfortunate. We'll have no problem doing this, but we'll probably have a problem doing it with this setup. Oh, I'd like a Rosh to live 1 turn. That would be ideal. Absolutely mad NP gain right here. I get like a whole, like, 7. That was a little bit better than I was thinking. Really? Fucking really. And she barely killed him, too. Bullshit. Well, Pim's time. I was gonna save that for Chiron, but I feel like this is better. How come they never made this a skin? Doesn't even take work to implement it. Ars Nova is like tied to his soul, so it's not an item, it's a conceptual thing. You can 1-turn this like it's nothing. I mean, 600k in 1 turn is not a hard thing to accomplish. But I didn't even know we were doing this stage, so... Okay, I'm getting kind of frustrated that the deck keeps... It is not hard for Chiron to get his NP, but the deck just keeps magically shuffling in ways where Chiron has never gotten an art card this entire time. I'm doing this for the defense up. This is pretty annoying. Hans, would you care to land the defense buff on, I mean, everyone, really? Didn't land it on Mozart, and I don't want Mozart to die. I may just reset. We can probably still win, it's just this is so unsatisfying to do it this way. And I like how, again, now that I'm almost guaranteed to get Chiron art cards, the deck shuffles again. We are on turn 5, and Chiron has gotten 1 art card. Like, imagine being on turn 5 and have gotten 1 art card. And it's not like we have a single art card in the deck or anything. Okay, who do we want to use? I might use one of my units. It's so much easier to use a DPS that's your own. I don't want to summon a support that's boring, though. How about double Mozart, though? Then I have to use an art unit. There's always Scath. That'll be probably too easy, although it'd be funny. Why isn't there a budget quick support? Like, why isn't there a budget quick support? It's like, it's Scatty or nothing, and like, I guess there's Alex, but literally no one slots Alex. Like, that doesn't exist. I don't believe it. He's not even in the chat right now. He just unironically has, that's Persona, obviously, and he just unironically has Alexander slotted. He in 2 hours ago, right? This is not related to this stream. He just had to make a liar out of me. He just had to make a fucking liar out of me. How do we have the one guy on NA that has that slotted? Let's do Billy instead of Scath. I mean, Scath will one-shot this so easy. Like, that's no good. Do I have Alexander? I do, but those skill ranks, though. Not like you have a lot of other budget alternatives, though. And yeah, hi Arjuna, how you doing? Could do Black Grail, but we'll keep it a bit more reasonable. Now, just game, give me Billy cards on turn 1. Let's do a whole crit thing. Where's the Martha one? Literally right in the center of the screen. Do I have faith in this winning on its own? Not quite. Arjuna with the gifted sub feels good. Thank you, Arjuna. I appreciate it. 77 gifted subs, by the way. Oh yeah, we have quick down and every other down. Shame Alex doesn't have his second skill buff, because then we'd remove the sure hit and the attack up. Really, game? God. Great start. I should have swapped the placement there, so I should have put it so he'd switch to the back and George would be in front of him. Well, this kind of sucks. I don't want to reset because it was a pretty bad opening hand, bad star spread, and we didn't land the charm. Decent. Now see, imagine if we'd landed the charm and then we did the stun now, right? That'd be a lot of time for us. Could have done the art chain, I suppose. If I had done the art chain, we should have her NP right now, although she's evaded, so it wouldn't do as much good. I don't like the setup. Just not enough. The main thing I don't like is how I switched Alex. That was really messed up. It makes the team dead in the water for so many turns. Also, both Alex's not being 10-10-10 makes their damage kind of suck. Why does someone else have Alex up? What is going on? You never can find Alex, dude. What is going on? At least this one's 10-10-10 though. I know, see, this is how I'm supposed to do it, is put her in the back like that. What a bunch of, like, he's bullshit, man. I'm being trolled right now. This is not real. Okay. Universe Ring, what a name. Okay, you know what? Well, if I wait, we're not gonna have as many stars. But this is not a particularly good turn to go for crits, because Billy's only got the one buster. Because the 20 stars is only on the one CE, so next turn I won't make as many. Like how the horse is just come, like, bro, you can just stay. Like this, the horse was summoned and went back 4 times in a row there. Like, just stay, man. You're wasting energy here. I should have put Bedivere before George. Because I don't need the survivability, and if Bedivere showed up, he could just finish the ball, so smoother that way. Only one crit. Oof. He'll probably evade this turn. Called it! We win as soon as Bedivere shows up, and that's why Bedivere, like I said, should have been the next unit instead of George. I could win right now if this was Bedivere. Now we're all gonna get NP. You don't have to wait like 3 hours. So if the boss is smart, they'll evade again. But they're probably scripted to where they can't do that. Nice damage, nerd. George never dies. Okay, well, we win here. So I'm gonna reset, and now we're gonna do it with Scatty. I love people trying to backseat. Dude, I see people trying to backseat Ace of Hearts, and I just, it's sad. Now, the one bad thing about Scath will do so much better, but you'd really want to summon Scatty, right? Here, we'll do both. First, we'll summon Scatty, and then just show like how laughable that is. I guess you could do Waver too, it wouldn't really matter. But then we'll do double Alex in a second. I have NA Ivan at 10-10-10. Well, that's something. But was there ever a time it was like 10-10-8 though? Pretty good opening hand. I guess you could switch in Alex, because Alex would give her the NP buff and then also NP himself. In total, it's probably more damage, but this is more flashy. This is why health bars exist, by the way. She just missed the crit up. Way to go, champ. 80%, by the way. So, the boss is probably dead. This music. Okay. Yep, that's pretty dead. That Rat Jam, though. Yeah, I'll have to enable it at some point. Rat Jam is better than Cat Jam, by the way. Imagine having Divinity when you're fighting Scath, and then being an Archer or a Berserker. Because we'd been pushing it if it had been some other class. But the counterclassing and having the anti-divinity damage is kind of a lot. Again, that's why break bars are a thing now. I don't know why this boss doesn't have those, but what are you gonna do? Alright, so the issue now is starting NP. So what we'll do is we won't use K-Scope because that's casual. But we'll do this because it's a pretty easy CE to have. And the extra, she doesn't need the damage. Even with like not having, because taking Scatty off the team lowers her damage, but I don't think it'll really matter. Do I have a second? So hey look, I've got 3 of them. By the way, I've never spent a penny on an A, and I've got apparently at least 3 of that thing limit broken. It's like it's a 4-star or something. The question is, Do we use Bedivere or Atalante? Bedivere is probably more damage total because he does his own NP. But again, it's more flashy to use Atalante. Even with Billy, we should have been using Bedivere, honestly. Try number 1. Nope. Try number 2. There we go. I guess the other option would be you just bring a battery unit, because Scath probably has so much damage here, you could probably just use Shakespeare for crying out loud. Yeah, dude, the beginning of the game is awesome because you can get K-Scope super easy, you can get Leyline super easy, you can get the Sakura CE super easy, and as time goes on, those things get harder to get. Because this game has aged like cheese. Right? It has not aged like a fine wine. It has aged like a block of cheese in your cellar. And you go away and you forget about it. You don't go to your cellar for like 3 years. You come back in and you just smell something. It's like, what is that? And then you go in there and it's like some kind of jelly, right? That's FGO. Oh, that emote. Very accurate. We kind of messed up our star bomb thing again. Alright, this should be objectively less damage, but I suspect it is still more than enough. Yep. Okay, I want to do this one more time. The game keeps crashing when I try to reset it. A lot of cheese emotes, man. No, aged cheese, like you can turn it into crouton. Oh no, that's bread. There are things you can do though with cheese, right, when it ages, but not like wine. It you know, there's a certain shelf life there that's still quite limited. There is no way to manage cheese over multiple years that is going to result in, like, you know, blue cheese and stuff like that. That's not a thing, right? It's like, sure, you can age it some, but it's nothing like wine. It's just not a thing. And by the way, croutons in your salad is stale bread. Just saying. Also, all that like mold stuff that people harvest off cheese, that stuff's nasty. People act like it tastes good. That stuff is fucking nasty, dude. Okay, let's see. Let's do Alex again. This is like our staple budget thing. If you're not gonna use Scatty or Waver, it's gonna be Alex, I suppose. Alright, let's go with Ku. And this time we're gonna actually use Bedivere and see if we can get some nice numbers out of that. This should work just fine. Oh yeah, I have 2 golden sumos. How about that? Alright, the only tricky part here is getting our NP. Chat going in deep on the stale bread right now. I'm surprised cheddar, I mean, I guess that makes some degree of sense, but even 10 years, that's nothing like what you can do with wine. And like you say, I think most people don't want any of that. That's pretty niche. Like overwhelmingly most cheeses, that's not a thing. Okay, well, that's a really good opening hand. Not a good opening charm. Pretty much GG because of that hand. Fuck you, Art Down, though. I mean, I think most people don't prefer any form of H cheese at all. I would say easily. You can solo this fight with Ku, by the way. I've done that before. Might as well buff now. I actually should have buffed last turn for the NP gain. Ku does not have his attack buff, unfortunately. Alright, we're pretty much ready to go here. We would have our NP right now if it wasn't for the fucking card down. Could you attack someone other than that Alex? Thank you. Well, I was waiting for it to like then Buster crit the other Alex to mess everything up. Wow, I didn't even plan this. That was so good for me, actually. I should stop complaining. Look at this. Now Bedivere hits all three of them. It's like it's the 3-star boys. Look at this nonsense. This is so good, because look, and then the attack up hits all three of them. That's so much damage right there. So Ku should NP first, because he does defense down for the other two, and then Bedivere should be last, because he overcharges more damage. I hope the boss lives long enough for Bedivere to use his NP here. She guarded both crit downs. Look at that overcharge Buster up. We got the defense down from Ku. It's so meta. Ooh, Bedivere doing pretty good damage right there. That was nice. That was nice. Good note to end it on there, I think. Okay, we've killed her enough. We shall move on now. I like how the third option is winning, by the way, for the poll. All that aside, I love question mark stages, so you just have to start. If you want to do anything fun, you have to start over. And if you don't do anything fun, you just go with it with you go with a powerful team. That is not Fury, but that is still a very powerful Medusa. Have I even seen Fury on here? I've got him added, but I don't think I've seen him pop up. Hey, look, another Medusa, but that one's 60 out of 70. And then 4, 6, 6. That's pretty oof. Let's see if we can get Fury. There's Fishy. Oh, there he is. I know at some point you fight Gaijuna kind of early on, and you can't really do anything. Man, I hope somebody doesn't do Lostbelt 4 until they add Salami and does double Salami, because on that one fight with him, unless he clears his debuffs or his debuff immune, you could break the health bar. He might be debuff immune there. Because I know he is in the later fights with him, he's always like completely debuff immune and you can't remove it, it's just a permanent gimmick that you can't do anything about. He is debuff immune in that fight? Well, that sucks. No fun allowed. Hey, look, it's another quick unit. Why? There are so many budget quick units. And they're good, right? Ushi, Ku, all that stuff. And there's no really proper budget support. Why is that for quick? That is so lame. Why do you have to be like this game? The famous Billy Medusa combo. Not necessary, but just that's probably too many riders. Let's go with... There we go. DW hates quick. I think they just fear the value. Oh. Boy, did we not bring a good team for this at all. Yeah, AoE Rider. That's what makes sense here, right? Hmm. Maybe I should have put Billy in the back, we'll see. I feel like Medusa would have gotten it in second or third. Yep. Always nice to barf rainbows. Also, put evade on our unit that can't be attacked because we have taunt. That's nice. Art down. See, it's just, this is not fun. You know, it's like, I want to see what Medusa's, you know, standard damage is, but that's not Medusa's standard damage because she has quick down. This is actually a dragon, though. Imagine how the guy with level 100 Medusa feels, am I right? Billy would have his NP right now. I was trying to do a double NP thing and it didn't work out. Dragon elephant. Chat, does Medusa have any chance of getting an animation update? I would say probably no, at least not anytime soon, maybe down the line. I think for like those early animation updates, I think Ku actually has a shot because he's so popular and his animation update was just so basic. Like they really didn't put that much effort into it. Where Medusa's, I think, has aged a lot better than Ku's. It's still, you know, clearly not like up to snuff with current stuff, but I think it's aged way better. And then she's also less popular overall, although she is popular for sure. But yeah, I don't see her having too much of a chance. Yeah, that's how I feel, Fury. It's like, I don't mind hers as the R. I think you only have to get through the first health bar, which is, if so, that I'm kind of glad in this case, because our team is just so scuffed. Oh yeah, Billy's level 90 on this account. That's how Medusa is in Fate Stay Night, though. She's a weird one. Although she's actually, in terms of her movement, you know, she's very like agility and stuff, but she doesn't really fight like an assassin at all. She's actually quite a bruiser. She's pretty aggressive and just fights shit, right? At no point in any of the routes is Medusa like, yeah, I'm gonna like sneak up behind him and you know, she don't do that. She's Kind of a brawler, really. But her fighting style, though, is not, you know, it's kind of assassin-like. Also, her strength stat is ridiculously high, and then she also has monstrous strength, so she really is kind of a bruiser. See, this is gonna be good. We'll let George die, get the thing, and then we'll stun. The stealthiest thing that Medusa ever did was trying to headshot Ren with her chains from far away, which she would have been successful in doing if it wasn't for plot armor. She just quick charged and ruined my whole plan there. They have so much value, but the break bar is kind of killing it. Okay, that was inefficient as all hell. People have wanted low star ruler George for a while. I think they're cowards though. And if they made ruler George, they'd probably make it a 4-star. What do we want to use here? Okay, I know using a ruler is kind of cheese here, but who doesn't like watching Martha punch things? That's hard to resist. And look, we have another Martha, although that one is, although it's level 90, doesn't have a particularly good CE for this. Good for soloing though. I'm doing it. I can't help it. Yeah, Asclepius is in the Arjuna altar banner. Get some rage on the team. Get some English on the team. Muscle on the team. There we go. I keep this up forever. Do I have Ox King? The question is, did I do Go West? I'm pretty sure I didn't. I remember being all like, oh my god, I'd love to have Ox King on NA, because it's a... No, I did it once. Okay. I wouldn't have been surprised, though, if I was just like, fuck it, I hate that event so much. It's so shit. Man, no Chin Gong. Okay, looking at this with hindsight, you know, I'm looking at NA, which is FGO 2 years ago, right? That's literally what NA is. It's FGO 2 years ago. I'm looking at this, and when I do budget setups, right, and like supports, I've got Buster support, I've got Art support. Why did they add Chin Gong as a Buster support? Right, at least before adding some other like quick support for budget. Like, Buster has budget support, and then they gave them another one, right? Like, and a really good one. Like, what the fuck? And yeah, I get it, Lu Bu and stuff, and that's fine. But why add that first, right? Why add another budget support that's even better before adding any budget support to the other card type? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Because you got Hohenheim and Mozart for Art, right? That's some good stuff. And now then you get Chin Gong and Shakespeare for Buster, and I guess in a way Leonidas. Yeah, fucking Quick has nothing other than Alex, which isn't really even a support, so it's pretty obnoxious. Bust out the Shinji. I know I have it, I just have no clue what level it is on this account. There it is. when in doubt. Alright, chat, real fast. Out of just the vanilla Fate Stay Night cast, what's your favorite servant? So no masters, none of that. What's your favorite servant in the vanilla Fate Stay Night cast? The first answer is Medea. That's surprising. I'll take it though. We got double Medea, triple Medea. Look at all these Medeas. Definitely not winning the long term. A lot of Imia. My god, a lot of Imia and Artoria and stuff. Obviously, it's actually it's a tie for me between Gilgamesh and Ku, to be honest. But yeah, that's definitely the case for me. But yeah, there's the Fate Stay Night cast is good stuff. Not a lot of Kojiros, man. So little Kojiro right now. Feels bad. A lot of Imia and Herc. And obviously Artoria, but that's kind of a given. Medusa doing better than I thought, although I guess maybe Heaven's Feel might be fresh on the brains of some people. I'll do that. Saber Altar, which doesn't really count as vanilla cast in my opinion, and besides it's literally just Artoria under different circumstances. Yeah, I like Medea a lot, good character. Alright, 2 break bars. Not the opening hand that I wanted to see. I'm gonna assume I can wait 1 turn to do that Buster up. In before massive regret. Angra is definitely not of, although he is a part of Fate Stay Night and he affects the plot significantly, he doesn't show up as a servant until Fate Hollow, so it doesn't really count. And although he is present, you know, he is in a way a character in Fate Stay Night, he is not a servant, so. Can I wait 1 more turn? I feel like I can at least wait 1 more turn. Might be getting too much value out of Leonidas right now. I was supposed to cycle. Okay. Oh, shit. I don't have... I mean, she can probably phase tank it, but that's right. I don't have survivability. I shouldn't have done the switch Mysticode. It's unnecessary. Mistakes have been made. So Leonidas could NP. But it's probably okay. What could go wrong? I'm a little worried Leonidas is going to live here because he's going to have another defense up and then Penta's doing attack down. And we can't, the whole point of this was for Leonidas to bust her up, die, and then we have, you know, buffs for days. She just bit a statue. She just bit a fucking statue. And then the statue started to bleed. Woo, that was some damage. Okay, Leo did make it. But that's for the best, to be honest. Yeah, she bites in her NP. Did you not see the giant teeth marks that happen at the end? Although I guess in fast mode it is kind of hard to see that. I guess I just stall a turn. I have all these buffs and I can't use them! Look at this! I'm all buffed up and ready to go, and then the boss has invulnerability. Such nonsense. Watch this amazing Stargen. Probably better than Sanson, though, to be honest. Okay. We don't need Matahari's buffs, but maybe we use them so we don't have to use Martha's third skill. Could I have said that sentence any slower? Do we use Shakespeare's Buster Up? This is going way worse than I thought. It just took way too long to get Martha's NP. I have faith. No, don't include Artorial Alter Fury because that, again, it's just an alternate version of a character that's already there that just splits the vote. Damage resist. Look at her only attacking Martha. Going for the threats. Alright. Can we finally use Martha's third skill? How much damage resist does this boss get? I don't know, but it's not enough, I'll tell you that. You better triple Buster crit Martha, that's like your only chance. I don't think that would have even worked. God damn it! God fucking stupid! Well, Shakespeare's not gonna do anything this entire time. Look, I'll give Ku Buster Up when he has the art card bonus, which doesn't work, by the way, but, well, get 1 NP off our Buster, there we go. Oh yeah, that's the, like, half a star. Shakespeare's battery didn't even matter because I think we overcharged by more than it had. That ruined everything. Wow, Shakespeare's alive. What? You didn't kill Shakespeare, and it's then I could technically do the Buster Up, although she did invulnerability again. So you know, we're gonna be here for a minute. Who got that? I just wanted to buff stack Martha and use her third skill, but we never got to do that. We're probably gonna do her NP with no buffs at all, other than like the attack up from the Mystic Code. It's pretty disappointing. I actually wanted her to kill Shakespeare, so I wouldn't feel bad about using the Buster Up for no reason. Look, we got BBB. We got fucking BBB, man. What a joke. A pretty big damage resist, though. Did I miss the poll? $2 million QP though. Hell, I would have summoned a servant for the QP bonus if I'd known that. Yeah, you kind of have to spam it, Fury. No one's gonna notice a straw poll. But yeah, I mean, you can post it wherever. It don't matter to me. Yeah, there you go. Okay, Berserker stage. It's probably a filler one. It's time for stars. I don't even have MLB 2030 on my main account, although I actually have the CEs to do it, but I'm waiting to get another one so I can have an extra left over. Ah, yes, the famous Cleopatra double Hans team. Everyone knows about that one. Yeah, Fate Stay Night's cast is pretty stacked. It's because, like, Nasu put a lot of effort into it because it was supposed to be the only story, right? Poor Hassan has 1 vote. I feel like, okay, I'm telling you, this is an example of like a biased sample size, right? Like the kind of audience I attract. If you did a poll like this and you polled literally everyone that cares about Fate, you know, Artoria's going to be way higher, although she's doing well, but she'd be way higher. There's no world and that Medea would be second. Now, I'm totally okay with Medea being second. I mean, hell, she could win, you know, that'd be fine. But there's no way that reflects like the actual mainstream view of Fate Stay Night, right? That's definitely like the crowd I attract influencing the votes there. But that's kind of the point. Oh, she's 4th now. Yeah, I guess probably gonna fluctuate. But normally Medea is actually like rock bottom. So I think there's still a degree of like the crowd I attracts, you know, slightly affecting, more than slightly. Oh yeah, that's what I want to see. So we have art down and quick down, which lowers your NP gain, and then this just straight lowers your NP gain. So our NP gain is garbage right now. That sucks. We're gonna make 50 stars for 3 turns in a row here, though. That makes me want to bring Atlas. Watch Hans just get 1 shot by crits or something stupid. I'm gonna stun right now to prevent that kind of nonsense. He's still going right for the throat there. Damage time. Can Hans do 43k? I should have hurt the bust because I could have had her kill one and then see if Hans could kill the other. You know what? Let's see what happens. Let's fucking go, Hans. 43k. I don't think he got this. I don't. She got it though. Look at that damage. Nope. Yeah. Not at all. I tried. The kid tried. Buster Hans, indeed. Look at all those stars, though. Yeah, I love Cleo's NP line. Like, it's definitely not my fault, though. Big numbers. Where's Ozzy when you need him? Never mind, land all the buffs anyway. Let's give her the 3rd skill just for the star gen up. It's level 1 though, but still see if we can make some stars for funsies. Hans didn't land the attack buff on Cleo. Why you gotta be like this? That was the whole reason I used it, Hans! Trying to do damage here. Bit over 100k to each, though. He did? I'm pretty sure. Oh, you're right. There are 2 attack buffs there. I only saw 1, and I knew 1 was from the Mystic Code. But yeah, I see 2 there. Called not paying attention. AKA reading chat. I wonder if this is God Juna. It's nothing but Berserker. Wait. Everything's Berserker! You know what? Kind of a sad herc, but I think I've got enough Berserkers to do this. In before massive regret. Gorilla fight, yeah, that's the goal. Yeah, day 1 FGO was a lot like this, and it's because the enemies didn't have a lot of health, so... This city has seen better days. Man, but we've got Buster down. That's no fun. I should have evaded on turn 1. Not that long of a cooldown. Penta's offsetting the debuff for 3 turns at least. Was that skill called Swagger? What? Why? Yeah, all that swagger demon crocodiles have. The fuck is going on? I don't even. They are Chads, apparently. Does Pokemon have an ability called Swagger? Nothing like Indian Demon Crocodile Swagger, indeed. I mean, they've got a cool crit and NP animation, I'll give them that. That back tooth, though. That doesn't seem like a very practical, because that's coming out of his jaw. Look, that like spike that's coming out of his jaw. That seems so impractical. Herc doesn't have his 3rd skill upgrade yet. That's not that far off anymore, though. Come on, Pins. You got Buster down and no buffs, but you got a crit. Not enough. That's so weird, though, that Lostbelt 5-1 is coming to NA. It's kinda soon. It's still got a while, but just shows how long we've been in Lostbelt 5. I like how her particle effects are showing on top of the stone slab axe thing. I should have given Herc the Buster up, I think. I think she would have killed anyway. Mice and rats and stuff, they need to chew on things and basically file their teeth, otherwise they'll grow out of control. But a lot of animals like that have that kind of teeth growth because they're in environments or they have a lifestyle that involves them doing things that are very risky or damaging to their teeth, so they need to be able to gnaw and chew things and not have to worry about it. At least Lostbelt 5-2 was amazing, though. Like, it really was good. My favorite content in all of FGO. Well, no God Juna yet. I kind of forgot when that is. Now there's a Hercules. Ooh, boy. He doesn't have his animation update yet. Why? Why are we here? Just to suffer? It's bullshit. Hopefully y'all get that one early. Y'all got Sinnoh and Uriel's animation update in a month. Can we get fucking Caligula's? Like, damn. More Berserkers, by the way. Let's try to make it slightly more we really need some kind of star stuff. Man, you can use Ushi or Babbage with a Star Bomb CE now to basically be Mozart with other stuff. And Ushi, man, that's really good actually, because Ushi's got team-wide attack buff and all that too. He'll make 40 stars, where Babbage will make 50 if Babbage has the Star Bomb CE. That's crazy. Can we make this work? I need a level aerial drive. Arc Knights, though. Oh, yeah. There's the MVP. That's the one, guys. I have Painting Summer, but I don't think it's leveled that much, so I'm going to use this, which is such a scuffed 50% starting in PCE these days. So much better stuff out there. That face. Actually, I don't. The reason they buffed Ushi, I don't think is the same as the reason they buffed Fujino. The reason they buffed Fujino is because she hadn't been rated up in 3 years, and they wanted to sell, and that was a really good way to, you know, put focus on her and, you know, give people a reason to roll. Where Ushi is a 3-star, and they don't make any money off that. I think they just like Ushi a lot and want Ushi to be one of the best 3-stars in the game. So, and even though she already was that, they were just like, fuck it, let's go even further beyond, right? So the end result, though, is both, you know, their thought process. Like, I don't know if they even see Fujino as that strong of a unit, even though she is, but I'm not sure DW really realized that. But at the end of the day, they are both really strong units, and they both got buffed, so. Damn. Come on, Bedivere. Let me see those numbers. Damn it. Son of a bitch. I mean, we got the NP gain we needed, but 4, 4, 5. Mad Stargen. Oh my god, I remember them actually listing that as a con. And it's a con in an account it's setting, I guess, but it's not a con in terms of like how good the unit is. Look at this thing's name. In no world am I ever going to try to pronounce this thing's name. That is never going to happen. I'm just going to pretend I never read that. Took him 3 years to rate up Fujino again. Not really getting a way to set up Caligula, but he's kind of an all or nothing servant. You gotta have a team dedicated to the idea. If he gets a hand here, though, we could do something. Give me some of those Caligula Buster cards, game. Good enough. I didn't bring the Switch Mystic Code. I could have brought in Pent with the Star Bomb, so she could have Star Bombed, and then I could have done her attack up and bust her up, and then Bedivere's not there with the Star Absorb anymore. Well, I can do this because he doesn't have any stars. Bedivere, please. What are you missing all the buffs for? Couldn't land the attack buff, huh? This is not gonna work out the way I'm attacking the wrong enemy. Never mind, that actually worked out perfectly. Just casually 40% crit, by the way. Ultimately, what allows you to 3-turn is not even DPS, it's supports. You can 3-turn with some of the worst units in the game if you got the right supports. And Beowulf do 17k in a Buster chain when he's got this Buster down. I'm kind of skeptical. We'll do it that way. Yeah, that would have been close, because it would have been first place instead of second, so I don't think it would have been enough. It would have been super close, though. If he didn't have the Buster down, he could do it. Oh, here we go. We're missing most of our buffs, but it'll still be good. I'll take it. Yeah, I could see her getting an NP buffed. Hey! Dude, I love his legend. It's awesome. And I'm really glad that they remembered the whole dragon stuff in his legend. Because it's really different from where his legend starts, right? Like what his legend is about, right, at the beginning and everything is just so different than what is going on with, like, you know, the kingship stuff and all that, and mortality and everything at the end. And I love this dragon design because it's very classical, but it's still very metal and like badass, right? I really like it, actually. Love to see that in an anime. Unironically, significantly better king than Artoria. His Bond CE would be good if it had like actual stats on it and you happen to be fighting a dragon, right? But because it doesn't have stats on it, you're just so much better off using something like Golden Sumo. That's 15% damage against anything, right? And he needs to be selfish because he's not a support. That is so out of place. The way they presented that sprite was so out of place there. Now, you cannot say that about any Bond CE. There's loads of Bond CEs that if they had regular stats would be stupid. Yeah, guys, Hercules needs a better Bond CE. It's not good enough. You know, Qin Gong does not need stats on his Bond CE for it to be good. Mozart doesn't. A lot of the units like that don't. It's unique to DPS for the most part. God, Herc with like 500 even on his CE would just be ridiculous. Why not? It's unique. I don't use Booty Lancer much. And Finn's is pretty upgraded there. Nah, let's go 20-30. Get some crits. Did you change your saber? Because wasn't your saber earlier just Shako Jana, or did you change it to something? Also, thank you for the 10 bits. Back row's probably not gonna matter, really. Qin Gong seriously has a really good Bond CE. And so does Merlin, Scatty, Waver. Those are all good. Tams is good. In the right context, anyway. A lot of boss fights though, where it's like break bars, and the break bars aren't super chunky. You just don't need CEs like that generally, so you're better off with 20-30 or Prism Ilya or whatever the hell it's called. You know, hell, the Caneth one. I almost said it there. At this point, I've conditioned myself not to say it pretty good. The only time I slip is for some reason, you know, because it's all the Caneth nonsense, right? and then, you know, they actually gave Canis a thing for some fucking reason, but somehow the Yang CE got mixed into it. I don't even know why, and sometimes I mean to say Yang CE and I say Canis instead. I have no idea how that happened, but somehow it wormed its way in there. Yang and Canis have like nothing in common. Like, they're so different. Both gameplay, design, voice acting, well, it's not even... They are not in the same boat there. Alright, what are we doing? Crying about this stupid debuff that never... Actually, it does go away eventually, but we're just at the start, so we got a ways to go. Her halo is insane, dude. What are you? What is? Good thing she's got a big heal. Jeez. Alright, Hans, I'm having faith that you're not gonna die in 2 seconds here. That's the damage I wanted to see. Man, they attacked 100 phase 3 times in a row. What the? It looks cool, I'll give them that. Maybe I should have done Hans' art card there. Just get his NP, heal some of this junk back. Twitch is terrible about notifications. All I can really say is if you really want to make sure you don't miss a notification, just join the Discord, mute every single channel except for the announcements, and then you can get it that way. I guess I could start announcing it on Twitter, but I am just so bad about remembering that Twitter exists that that would be hard for me. But I really should try to increase the amount of ways to let... Because I've had a lot of people say... You know, they want to catch streams, but a lot of times they don't see notifications and they miss it. So I should try to do something about that. Why do those have to be writers? They're messing it up, man. That skill animation is ridiculous. Like, I got my toys and I'm 12. I'd like to do a Brave Chain, but I want to make sure 100 Face gets her MP. Wait, I don't, if I have a Reddit, it is certainly not official. I have never made a Reddit. That never even crossed my mind. If there's a fan one, I don't even want to know. Was that really worth doing? Guess we'll find out. The fact Hans hasn't NP'd this whole time is kind of silly. I commented on the FGO Reddit about my tier list, but that's not my Reddit. Chat, I'm gonna really blow your socks here. I did not create the FGO Reddit. At least the main one, right? Because obviously, you know, you got small Reddits that, you know, random people make, but like the main one that people use, I did not create that. Got nothing to do with it, man. I like how you're still going on about this, like the FGO Reddit is my Reddit. It's not. That's just a Reddit. At no point have I ever forgotten about the FGO Reddit. Because they don't shut the fuck up, so it's kind of hard to do that. And there's a really big difference between Reddit as a website versus somebody making their own subreddit. It's not the same thing. Why are we fighting Hot Wheels, but he has so little health? Like, they should give him some break bars and stuff, man. I will remind everyone, in Chapter 4 of Camelot, they make you fight Gwaine, right? With his, like, 50% damage resists and all that nonsense. Like, they're okay with throwing that at you in Chapter 4. And then in, like, modern stories, they just do not throw bosses at you until, like, Chapter, like, 12 or some shit. Like, that are actually meaningful anyway. I don't know why that's a thing. It's really obnoxious. I guess Lostbelt 5.2 did better about that. Lostbelt 5.2 really didn't have any filler content. That's why I like it. There's no filler content. Even the, easier stages still have kind of a gimmick to it and are a bit harder. And if you, like, solo them or something, they can be pretty spicy. But I'm kind of worried that they're not going to continue that format. Because some people were like, 5.2's too hard! And so they made blue crystals. Or cubes, whatever. I guess I save Hans just out of pride here. God, blue cubes are just such a... Oh, the game design fail. Like, so not a fan. I almost never use Reddit. I check it occasionally, just because sometimes people at me on there and, like, have information they want from me, and I'm fine with, helping people out that. And occasionally, it's good for news for various games or things. I don't really okay, here's the thing. It's not like people have, especially on the FGO Reddit, but in Reddit in general, people have really blown my dislike for Reddit out of proportion. It's like, I don't think it's a good website format. That doesn't mean that anyone that posts on Reddit is bad, or that any post on Reddit is bad. I just think the whole concept of the upvote, downvote thing, especially like in the comments, is such a bad way to do communication, right? Because as the longer and bigger a Reddit is, the more of a circle jerk it will come. It's inevitable when you have a system like that. And it's very noticeable when you look at larger Reddits that as they go on longer, they're just, you have a general viewpoint that ends up being prevalent, and that's the only thing that really stays there. And this whole upvote downvote thing, you get enough downvotes, you get censored and everything. That's a terrible format. So my issue is just with the format. It's not a format that I particularly care about or even want to use. But again, that does not mean that anything posted on Reddit is bad. Lots of good information is posted on Reddit. But anyway, I find Reddits are generally a lot better when they're very small, because when they're really small, that kind of like things get ironed out on bigger Reddits, just because the minority opinion is going to get more and more like friction, and the more time goes on, the more and more people of a minority opinion are going to leave and stop using it. Where if it's a smaller Reddit or just an uncontroversial subject or whatever, you don't really have that. Like Ninja Gaiden or Armored Core's Reddit is so small, it's less about, popular opinion and more about literally anyone that likes Armored Core, because it's a pretty niche thing, right? At least on stateside. So the people that are there are just, really happy to talk about Armored Core, and that's it. But like if Armored Core got really big overnight and it had, suddenly got so much more popular, that's gonna go right out the fucking window. Like, why do you think they have to make separate Reddits for people with different political opinions? Because you literally cannot have a well-functioning Reddit that's going to have a good user base for politics that's not going to eventually become a circle jerk for whichever side is more popular, right? And then most of those people will leave, and the only people that are left are either toxic or of the majority opinion. Right? That's why there's like, right-leaning Reddits and left-leaning Reddits, and you'll see very few of the opposite on each other's Reddits, because it's such a terrible format for discussing, right? If you try to have any kind of topic that there's more than one opinion about it, Reddit is garbage for that, and so because of that I don't like it, because you know, I like communication. It's good. What a concept. That is people in general to an extent. However, when you're making a website about discourse, you have to try to tailor around that and try to make a system that won't allow the majority to censor the minority. Reddit does not do that. If you literally get enough downvotes, you are censored. And there's no moderation involved. You can literally say, I like cake on the pie Reddit, and you'll get downvoted so much you're censored. That's stupid, right? There's nothing like wrong with liking cake, obviously, but if you're trying to even and if someone, you have a third party that isn't really sure if they like cake or pie, they go to that Reddit, right? They're not even going to see the guy or anyone that says they like cake. They're only going to say to the people that I like pie. That is useless information, right? Like it's kind of like if you have a biased sample size and you just keep giving the megaphone only to that bias thing, and you do everything you can to not allow any other opinion to spread, right? That's not useful, especially to someone like me that's not interested in the circle jerk nonsense. Just got my first K-scope, feels bad. It's probably Hot Wheels again. By the way, pie is actually better than cake, though. I'm just saying. Although in truth, you know, memeing aside, it really comes down to like what cake it is and what pie it is. I find on average I like more pies than I like cake. So to be honest, I don't eat a lot of cake or pie, and it's been an insanely long time since I've had either of them. But throughout my life experience, I generally like pies more. But like, there are some cakes that are definitely better than some pies, like no question. You know, like carrot cake's really good, right? That's some good stuff right there. So yeah, there's no universal thing, but I would say I definitely like pies more than cakes. Okay, but ice cream though. Ice cream's pretty good. Ice cream also just has really good variety. Yep. Carna time. You got muffins. Muffins are good. A lot of pins today. Go Ox King. We could get some damage here. The problem is if we need to NP multiple times. I want to get a crit turn and an NP turn. That's the goal here. I guess 2030 is fine. I think we're looping. Good song anyway, though. Okay, Chat, can I switch out the stun on the Switch Mystic code for a Star Bomb? That sounds fair. It's you! Good guy, by the way. I'm really looking forward to what they do with his character in Lostbelt 6 and 7. I hope they don't fuck it up. I swear to God. Some real potential for character development there. He only has 400,000 health? Again! You fight Gwaine in Chapter 4! There's no... Especially with how this guy, like... There's no reason this couldn't be like a real proper boss fight. There is no reason they could not make this a proper boss fight right here. Jesus, man. So I could NP turn 1. You know what? I'm doing it. Wait. Can I? Isn't Karna's 20? Shit. Why is it 25? What is that? What are we doing here? Well, we messed it up. Oops. Mad Starjin. So I just like, I don't know what, how did, I sent like I have a deck of cards on my desk, and I just hit it in a way where like the box, I can't, it's gone, right? Guys, I'm performing magic, it's just gone. I'm so confused. There's nothing like even around my desk that could really conceal this. I'll have to look for that later. I'm so baffled right now. Like, I don't, yeah, I went to the Shadow Realm apparently. What the fuck, dude? How did I do that? Okay, we got the cards for Karna at least. Man, when you use budget units, the lack of battery is so real. Didn't quite make enough stars there. I thought putting Penthin would really help, but it actually kind of made it worse. I could have switched out Shakespeare though, because Penth would have gotten 2 cards then, so more cards to have less star absorb. Bonk. What? I wanted to see the crits though. That's with Buster down, by the way. Got the intro song, by the way. Slow start for the Singularity. See you, white flags. Oh yeah, you figure out his real name in this story. I wonder. Nope. Like if you just stay here and never moved on, if you could keep that cool background, but it's only for when you're in Lostbelt 4. Yeah, Nukehead doesn't really do anything in Lostbelt 4 ultimately. He kind of wants to die. I think Arjuna is soon. Fury, that sounds like a mean thing to do. Oh, now there's some music. Pretty much anytime I use this in the video, it's either for trash before a boss fight, or it's for a meme video. It's normally for a meme video, and I love it. It's such good, like just RPG battle music, right? The vibe is so good for so many videos like that. I love it. Stage 1 Scath Army, let's go. I should really put something on the team that makes half a degree of sense, but fuck it. I wish Ku's Bond CE was good. Why couldn't Ku have one of those Bond CEs out there that's actually worth a damn, right? There's a few of them. Most of them are on supports though. Like overwhelmingly good Bond CEs are on supports. There's just only a few DPS have good ones. Very bizarre health ratios here. Still all three card types. Might be a lost cause to giving the NP gain to the middle one. Honestly, I wish all Bond CEs were at least usable. Not necessarily meta, but I wish they were at least usable and they weren't just like like Ku's Bond CE, if you do the math, it is such a value dump, right? It is awful. Like it's super, super bad. Like even compared to a lot of basic 4-star CEs, it's pathetic. Like there's just so many turns where even if you crit, you won't have the crit buff, or you have the crit buff and you don't crit. And then even when you do crit with the crit buff, that's not going to make up for all those turns that you weren't critting, and you could have had some other CE that did literally anything, right? Like every single time, if you equip Ku's Bond CE, every single time you do not crit, or you do not NP, you are going into debt versus basically any other halfway decent CE. And you're never going to pay it off. Like, you're just going to have turn after turn after turn. Oh, yeah, not only do you have to crit, but you have to crit while having the crit buff that is generated from it, right? Like, oh my god, and if you compare it to 5-star CEs, even like the basic ones like Golden Sumo, fucking, what's it called? Imaginary Around. Like, Imaginary Around blows it out of the water, because it makes your MP do way more damage. It also gives you a higher stat line, so you're doing more damage all the time. How about this fucking music, though? Let's get some Kentucky action in here. I need to use him more. I feel like that's just a true statement all the time, though. But yeah, a CE with stats will outpace it really easily. And then if it has an effect like quick up or attack up or, you know, NP up or whatever, just get out of here. Yes. Medusa's Bond CE. That's another piece of shit one right there. Alright, let me see. Give me that. There we go. Land the buffs. Give me the goods here. This thing doesn't have divinity, but I have faith anyway. Hell, a lot of the Bond CEs are worse than 3-star CEs. Like, for real. Damn it. Not quite enough there. We'll kill it, but I won't hit the other one. Like, seriously, just a max level ley line or jeweled sword or even black key is better than most DPS Bond CEs. Because they at least give you a good chunk of stats. And then some kind of either starting NP, because starting NP, although kind of hard to quantify in terms of raw value, a lot of times is a lot more useful than the Bond CE effects. And then black keys give you just straight more damage and at least 1,000 attack. So, I mean, really, it's, I'd say generally Bond CEs are going to be worse than the good 3-star CEs. Now, they're better than, like, the shitty 3-star CEs, but, I mean, that's not a very good benchmark. Yeah, supports do a lot better. There are some bad support bond CEs, but there's a lot of supports that have good bond CEs. So at least there's that. They're not really fun though. Like their effects are very far away from being fun. I do want to get Qingong's bond CE though. Mori on my main account is only like 29k away from bond 10. Once he's bond 10, I'll start bringing Qingong a lot, I think. Either that or Hans, just because Hans is really unique. Although it's niche and you don't use it often, but every once in a while it's really useful, especially if you're keeping things budget, which I generally am, so. Maybe I should have used her quick up to make sure she kills. I think she'll kill. Ugh, I think I needed that to crit though. Chat, what if for the anniversary the revamped bond CEs? Wouldn't that be cool? Or if they did literally anything cool for the anniversary. What is this hand? What we made 45 stars. We made 45 stars. What is this hand? Fuck it. We're going in. I wish he had his crit buff right now. He's got it. Oh, he's got it. Yeah, there we go. I had to waste the giant I was ready. I was ready. I had the NP. The buffs are back. The Hans's NP was back. Why you do? Just give me a boss. Fuck. One of these days, I'm gonna actually look at the counter up top. Funnily enough, though, when I play on my own, I always notice that kind of thing, so I pay attention to the screen more. Where when I'm streaming, if it's kind of an easy stage, I'm going to be ranting or reading chat or whatever, right? What chapter are we on? We're on chapter 7. About to be chapter 8, and they really haven't thrown an actual boss fight at us yet. The Nuke Head one is almost a boss fight, but that's so much easier than like Gwaine, right? Like I guess it is a boss fight, but it's definitely an easy one. I really am looking forward to them showing up Daybit in a more clear setting. Because I'm really curious if he's going to be positively received, negative, or just boring, right? My favorite crypter is Wadim, though. I like most of them, though. Barrel can go fuck himself. Although Barrel's doing his job, right? I think they really want you to dislike Barrel, right? He's supposed to be that guy. So, you know, he doing his job well over there. Hassan with 3 votes on the poll, by the way. Fighting question mark. I wonder if this is God Juna. I know it's one of these days. Maybe it's a bit farther in than I'm thinking. That is a Boudica. And it's stage 2. I approve. Look at this. That's nutty, man. Fucking 10, 10, 10, MP5, level 100. Did the 2K foe, though? I clicked the wrong button. Actually, I clicked the right button. I just didn't hold it down long enough. God damn it. One of these days I'll click the right button. Nope. They haven't gone that far, although I guess NA has had a lot less 2K foes. I wonder if that's gonna get 2K foed someday. The only thing I don't like about this is not a particular. There are way better stars per turn CEs. I guess it makes a degree of sense for her though, because trying to get her NP and then still do some kind of crit support. If you're going to give it, it's probably not what I would go with, but that's all right. It's reasonable. Okay, let's go with the old Lancelot. I gotta get that second skill up. If only I had my Boudica on this account. Like, if I could just transport the one from JP, that would be swell. She will be 2K foed. Let's see what's the order that you got going on here. What Caligula? Okay, that I approve of that. There we go. What are we? Oh, level 100. There we go. There's some commitment right there. I like that. Mine's not even 100 on my Gwen account, although it's like 80 something, so it's getting there. Who else is 100? We got Gorgon and Taiga. Is it Gorgon then? Yep. Okay. So NA has almost had enough time to get 2 of them maxed. Yeah, that CE does make sense on Hans, because you can turn 1 NP if you're wanting to turn 1 NP. Now sometimes with Hans you don't want to do that, but you still might want starting NP to build it up the normal way, then use the battery skill, you know, then do it again, that kind of thing. I really like how Hans has options like that. Fun support, by the way. This is probably more stars than we need, considering Lancelot makes his own stars. I definitely think we have more stars than we would ever need right here. I have not missed any foe items on my main account. I've missed them on ult account. Oh. Hello, I wasn't expecting that already. I guess the name of the chapter was kind of a giveaway there. We still got this stupid thing. Not a fan of this opening hand. Not a fan of Hans, I see. Okay. No need to Star Bomb because we have 100% crits here. I don't even need to Star Absorb. Could Art Chain though. But the juicy crits, I gotta do it. Like, Art Chaining is nice because then Boudica gets the NP and then we get defensive attack up and all that good stuff, but oh man, Boudica doesn't have her crit up buff, does she? Yeah, there's no way it's been 2 years. She definitely doesn't have her heal, but that's because JP hasn't even had that very long, so. She probably gets that kinda soon. I might not need that attack up. Got a lot of faith right now. I missed his animation update. Beautiful. Plenty of overkill there. I don't think I've done anything to give Boudica NP gain. I keep skipping out on it. I should art chain, but I'm not gonna. Just, man, I wish we didn't have that stupid art down. Because we're not showing off Lancelot's actual NP gain and stuff, right? Like his loopability and everything. This setup, even though we're at neutral, this setup is actually working pretty well. Be even better if Boudica had her stuff. I could wait to do the attack up until I potentially NP and crit. The next turn is going to be so random, though. I'll wait at least one turn, I think. I wish Boudica's animation update was so good that I wanted it on NA, but it's really not. It does make her sprite look better, though, so I'll give it that. Oh, she didn't NP. And then I like how, okay, her extra attack, this is pretty universal for bosses that do their extra attack instead of their NP. It's pretty much a single target NP, and it will one-shot you, but she literally attacked the one person that it would do nothing to. Good fucking job. But okay, I gotta wait. In one turn, I get the, yeah, although we do have, no, I'll wait. We'll wait one turn. Because, yeah, in one turn we get the art up. We'll just do some fancy, I should have done Buster card first. The Buster card first bonus is better than getting the attack up first. Not even close, actually. I could have probably won this stage by now if I was going more gas, but I'm trying to get big numbers here. Gotta finish her off in style. Han's one turn away from his NP. This might not kill, we'll see. We got buffs, but we don't have that many. You got the defense down though. Ah, that's not enough. $30 health. We win now, I think. Well, we don't have anyone's Buster card, so maybe not. I was so happy with the Knight's animation updates, they were great. I think the one I was least happy with was Bedivir's, but I still like it. It's still fine. Like, I'm still good with it. Damn it! Oh, she lived. Thank you, defense up. I was all like trying to have no casualties. Oh, now we get like a godly turn. Why couldn't we have this sooner when the boss has no health? You gave me a turn like this. See, this was more fun at neutral because we at least had enough health to, you know, do stuff. That would have been over so fast if it had been a Lancer or Berserker. By the way, JP just gave out 60 million QP for free. It's just a login reward. I'm completely okay with that though, because if they do add new units and if they happen to be higher rarity and I roll for them, gotta level those skills. And yeah, my QP has seen better days on JP right now. And I'm at like, I think I'm at, because of that 60 million, I think I'm at like 250 million right now. Six more bitch cubes, indeed. Let's see. what to go with now. See if I can get Fury. For a long time, my QP was just really high and never went anywhere because I was just so focusing on low stars. This time has gone down a bit. Summer 4, I think it is, really helps with QP though. The event, just completing the event will give you over 500 million QP, like if you like it or not. And then if you do the bonus stuff and you actually farm and such, you can get more than that easily. So it's one of the best events we've ever done for QP. That's a face. I guess we have a new summer event coming up soon. It might be really soon, honestly. It might be just a little while after Lostbelt 6, we'll see though. I wouldn't be shocked if after Lostbelt 6 there's a rerun and then something like the new summer event. That seems a lot more reasonable to me. Oh wait, did I? Oh, why that's why where's the Aussie though? Not that I disapprove of George, but we need some sun goodness. Gotta drop a pyramid on somebody. I like how he's 10-1-3. Pretty specific priority there. Yeah, I didn't notice it was Fury because I was just looking for Aussie. Because I know normally his all slot is Medusa and his rider slot is Aussie. I like how you just slotted Aussie, which means the game just logged you in, but then you don't show up now. And people give me shit about not adding them. This is why I don't want to add people. Like, look at this nonsense. Like, look at this! Dude just logged in, and I can't summon him. This is stupid. Like, imagine if you're trying to make a video and it's like a hard boss and you're trying to figure out like which units to bring, right, and what to do, and you gotta have something reliable, and then but the support list is like this. This is why I remove people. Like, I mean, this is fucking like it's just insane. Oh my god, you might need to slot something different in your like extra slot and see if that helps. Yeah, sometimes the game just fucks up like this. I think the only way to fix it is if you log in again, which is you shouldn't have to, but it pretty much is what it is. There we go. See, like 0 minutes. He just logged in again, and now we get him. God, it's insane. I'd bring Qin Gong if he was out. And yes, this is Metroid Prime. This is the Rundus fight. Which is when you're basically having to murder your bro. Feels bad. Really good song, honestly, because actually this is a remix of that song combined with the Emperor Ing theme. But Rundus's theme, anyway, is really good because they really nailed that vibe that they were like going for based on what was like going on in the story. Look at all these tanky riders when I brought Double Caster. Well, time for a big Buster card. You know what? I'm casting everything. If I knew I was going to do this on turn 1, I would have brought Atlas. Wonkin time. Just don't miss the crit, forehead. 80%. Shakespeare landing crits. Pawns just did leaked. 4,000 health. I could use the heal right now. What are you gonna do? Pawn's taking care of business. I think I'm gonna NP that Lancer. %100% crit versus. Oh, we'll do the art. I don't use that song very much because it's so dramatic and it's like so, you know, like fitting for what it's based on. You don't really, it's pretty rare that you fight anything where that song would make any sense. There's actually a bunch of music that I don't use because of that, where it's like, you just can't use it unless it's a very specific, like, vibe, and like that kind of vibe just never happens in the story. So there's all kinds of like super good music I know of that I've never used. Maybe someday. Rundus would have actually been really awesome in Smash, and they're like never adding Metroid stuff, so you could have made a generic Space Pirate playable too, honestly. That thing is so scuffed. Like that face. This is overkill, but I can't help it. I should really kill the rider. I should have done like the star bomb and killed the rider. Oh, this is the last wave. 1,000,000% I should have done that. Well, too bad. Or we could just not crit with anything. And then we crit with that. Ozzy, you're making a fool out of me here. Okay, he can NP next turn no matter what, because he gets 20% battery and Hans gives 10. That's why I should have used Atlas, like blowing the cooldown should have been good. Hans! I guess I could have waited. I could have done the buff success chance next turn, so it would have been guaranteed. He missed the attack buff. Here we go, alright. Man, I hate this debuff, man. It's just not fun. I want to see the big numbers, and it's like everything is like not what it actually should be. Like giving the servants a bad rep, man. Wait, did I not use his Imperial Privilege? Or did the buff just not show? Oh, NA probably doesn't have that buff to show the extra row. Yeah, he's got the attack up. I'm just used to being able to see more buffs. 72k, man. Yeah, I like some of the designs in Hunters for sure. I like the green guy, obviously. Big surprise. I just like how you get art and quick down, which lowers your NP gain, and then they give you NP gain down, so you get such a massive smack to your NP gain. Always happy to get hero proofs. The cube. Maybe this is Gajuna? I know there's some fight with him kind of early on. I would summon regular vanilla mash if I saw one. Oh, there we go. What if it isn't Gajuna? I should bring something that can actually kill things. I have something very specific in mind. I know I have it, but God knows what level it is. Why do I have the feeling it's level 1? Hey look, it's level 1. The style though. We're not in the city, so this isn't Gajuna. I know when you first fight him, you're at like the market or whatever. I like how people are still backseating. Like, shut the fuck up. At what point do you think I want chat to tell me the future, right? Like, Jesus Christ. If I actually wanted to know what a stage was, I would just look it up, Einstein. Guys, the wiki's so hard to use. Imagine figuring shit out yourself as you go. Like, actually playing the game. Like, imagine figuring out a boss fight for yourself. So, we were just talking about Metroid Prime. That's one of my better memories as a younger lad. I remember playing Metroid Prime 1, and back then, if I'm on a boss fight in any video game, be it modern or in the past, when I'm young, old, doesn't matter, I'm not going to look up on the internet how to beat a boss. Like, I'm never going to do that, because it's way more fun not to do that. But anyway, even if I had wanted to look that up back then, the internet was like a baby back then, and you really wouldn't get any information about that. And I remember it being really fun figuring out, like, what you needed to do to beat the bosses, right? That was like, oh wow, this is awesome. I want more of that in my video games. Not less of that. Let's punch this guy in the face. Fucking blue cubes, man. Hey look, it's like a giant teal cube in the background. Got a couple of debuffs there. Probably should have removed them. My Rider Gentoki is in P3 forever. That's pretty bad. I mean, they may add a main interlude someday, but even if they do, if you're on an A, you'd have to wait 2 years for it. So why did I not use Hans's second skill forever ago? I mean, in a way, it'd be worse if they were green cubes, because the thing is, I really dislike what blue cubes are from both a game design standpoint and a fun standpoint. and so I don't want to tarnish the color green with that nonsense. Imagine implementing that system when you already have command spells, man. Like command spells, you know, you need. It's fair to have some kind of, you know, mechanic to help people out that are struggling or don't care as much about gameplay stuff or are new, right? That's fine, but you already have command spells for that. And yeah, command spells have some friction on them. That's the point. You need that system to have some friction. You want people to take a second thought before just cheesing everything. For a large variety of reasons. There's only one other enemy that we can't see. And they give them out like candy anytime there's anything even remotely hard. Quick chat look up on the wiki and tell Green the enemy you can't see. That's what it's like sometimes, man. People are just like trying to show off. It's ridiculous. Oh man, 70k health. What a boss battle. However will we win? More Metroid Prime music though. I need to stream Metroid Prime at some point. I haven't played it in a long time, like a really long time. And I love that game to death, and that would be a fun thing to stream. Should do that as a bonus stream sometime. That's a hard game to stream though. I would need to basically set up a... You can do it. You can set it up where you can use a GameCube controller on PC. It's not actually that hard to do. But because, in my opinion, that game is better with the limitations of a controller, especially because of how that game is designed. It does not have the typical setup where like the left stick controls your, you know, like your WASD, you know, your leg movement, and then the right stick controls where you're looking and stuff. It doesn't work that way, and I think it's good because it doesn't work that way. Because it makes it feel very technical, almost like you're piloting a mech, which the way Samus is, especially back in those days, it makes a lot of sense, right? And like the way you had to interact with the lock-on mechanic and how you did have to free aim and everything was awesome. Like I honestly think the control scheme for Metroid Prime 1 is like perfect. And yes, it's not perfect from like if it was like a PvP game, it'd be the worst thing ever. But from like a gameplay standpoint, what makes the game, you know, interesting and feel right, I think the control scheme of Metroid Prime 1 is awesome. Basically, just the controls in that game are just not how like a first-person shooter would generally have, but I think that works. But when they did like the Wii version, they made it so it just works more like a normal game, but I actually think that makes the game worse, so... if I was ever going to stream it, I'd stream it through an emulator, because what I'm going to do, hook up my GameCube to my PC and stream that? Like, I'm obviously not doing that, and I don't want to play, like, the Wii version, because I don't really like the Wii version. So I'd have to emulate it. And if you emulate it, then by default, you're going to use mouse and keyboard, which I would make that game too easy, and it's just not, like, the feeling I want out of it. So I'd have to actually set up a GameCube controller, but that's not that hard to do. Man, I remember it was so wild because, as I've said many times, you know, my mother was in like a religious cult and was really zealous and everything. So at a really young age, I didn't really get to play video games. I'd played a few games on computer, but we didn't have like access to much in the way of video games and stuff. I want to say I was like 14 when I finally was able to actually play video games more freely and that kind of thing. And so my interaction with video games at that point had been pretty limited. You know, again, a few computer games, and I played a few like older like Sega Genesis games and things like that, and I was aware of like Mario and stuff, and I played on like Game Boy at like my cousin's house. So like, you know, I knew of, you know, kind of your typical video game format, you know, levels, you know, beginning and ending and all that. But so I remember when I played Metroid Prime 1, I had never played a game like that, right? And again, the internet wasn't much of a thing back then. At that point, it was so the internet was so much smaller. You know, you didn't have this rapid sharing of information where anytime anything is released, everybody knows what it is, and like that just wasn't a thing back then. So, you know, my knowledge of video games was most things were like either like PvP, like a fighting game, like Street Fighter, you know, or like level based, like Mario for the most part, right? I might have had like some kind of concept of like open world game. I can't even remember it back then. But I probably had heard of like GTA and that kind of thing, but you know, those games are so obviously open world, you know, where Metroid Prime isn't exactly open world at all, but it's also not linear. So anyway, I remember playing it, right, and you got like that tutorial, which kind of has a typical level format to it. If you weren't experienced with like, you know, video games, you see that as like level 1, right, because it has like a beginning cutscene and an ending cutscene, you know, it's got a set stage, and then you go to the planet, right? So I remember I was playing that game, I was like, okay, that was level 1, and I hadn't gone back to the menu yet, so I kind of figured you could go back and just replay that level at any time. And then you get on the planet, and I'm like, okay, so this is level 2. I'm like, when's the ending scene, right? And it just never ended, right? Like, I don't know how long I played before it dawned on me. I'm like, this game doesn't have, like, levels. But, like, it's not obvious, especially to a kid who hasn't played a lot of video games yet, right? Because the way the world structure is, it's nothing like an open world game, right? And all these like, it's a Metroidvania, right? You know, the way you progress and stuff. And so I was just like, what is this? It was like mind blowing. I remember when I really realized that it didn't really have levels, and you're just kind of traversing this place and just figuring it out, right? I remember loving it though. I was like, wow, that's awesome, right? I was like, this is so different. But yeah, good times as a kiddo, or a teenager, or young teenager at that point. William Tell is really cool, and I've known about his legend long before I even played, or hell, before I even watched Fate Stay Night. Never mind FGO. I like his voice actor and everything. Not a huge fan of like his more modern design, but I can live with it, and I don't mind that kind of modern design. It just doesn't really fit William Tell, but blah 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 blah. But his gameplay is not so good. He's Robin but worse in almost every scenario. So rarely is he going to be better than Robin, and they're just so similar to each other, and Robin is just better, and it's disappointing. And it's fine for Robin to be better, right? Robin is better than Billy, but Billy's also really different from Robin, so at least there's some apples and oranges, and there are times where Billy can excel and things like that. But overall, Robin is better than Billy, but it's fine, it's okay, because again, Billy has his own use and kind of his own thing. There's a reason to use him, even if ultimately it's less effective than Robin. And hell, if you've got Scatty or something, you might want to use Billy anyway, just because he's a quick unit. Where William Tell is just so similar to Robin, and they're both art units. They both have sure hit. They both are, art single target. They both have star bomb. They're just so fucking similar. But in most scenarios, Robin is just better. And Robin has hard survival, William Tell has none. And yeah, William Tell's got a little bit of utility and stuff that Robin doesn't, but then Robin has utility that William Tell doesn't. And then Robin also has hard survival and more peak damage and more consistent damage. And he doesn't need the enemy to have evade, and he can still deal with enemies that have evade because he has sure hit. Like, it's just not even close. They play super similar to each other. They want to be on the same style of teams. The same budget supports are good for them both. The same whale supports are good for them both. And Robin is better almost all the time, so it's just lame. And again, I'm not trying to like tear down William Tell. I like William Tell, but or Wilhelm, if you will. But yeah, they really need to do something with his gameplay because it's too similar to Robin, and then it's worse than Robin in almost every way. So it is a shit. That landling though. Let's go more Medusa. Why not? K-scope for some reason. We can make that. Look, by the way, I have the music set to random. It's absolute. I'm looking at it right now. My music is set to random, and it's just playing so much Metroid Prime music. Like it knows what's up. Let's go back with a Rosh. Haven't used that in a little while. So something that has happened over the years. Now, a lot of people that backseat are trying to show off or just, you know, this, that, and the other. But that's not everybody. Some people, it's an honest mistake. And then some people, I don't understand this. Okay, if you're a streamer, chat, you know what you don't want? This. That's dead air, right? That's not good for streaming, right? Now, sure, sometimes you're gonna have to take a second to think. Sometimes lots gonna be going on. There's all kinds of reasons why you're gonna have dead air, or you should have dead air occasionally, right? But a lot of times what you do is you kind of, if you don't have anything specific to say, no one's asked you anything, nothing's happening in the game that prompts you to be, you know, like discussing something specific. A common thing to do and a reasonable thing to do, and something people like a lot of streamers to do, is you just go through your thought process on whatever you're doing, right? And that can help people learn about the game. It can help them, you know, see how you see things, all kinds of things. That's very common, is you kind of just go through your own thought process. It's a really good way to not have dead fucking air, right? And so a lot of times I will be wondering, is this stage, am I going to need sure hit or pierce vulnerability? Should I bring in a vulnerability CE, or is it okay to just use evade? I wonder if this is that one stage or that other stage, because I did this, you know, a few years ago, but I don't remember. You're going through your goddamn thought process, and then people are like, oh, I gotta answer this question. You're not you know, if I'm actually asking chat something, I generally make that quite clear, right? And that's because of that. You know, there's a difference between going through your own thought process and actually wondering things and then trying to figure those things out for yourself, versus being like, yo, chat, I need your help. I don't want to know what this, you know, I will always make it clear if I'm, you know, asking chat something. And I think most people do, because, again, really common that people go through their own thought process when streaming, because it's, you know, it can be entertaining, and also, again, kills dead air, so. Thinking, who wants to do that? What are we gonna do here? Do we want stars? Yeah, fuck it. Medusa's got a high star absorb because she's a writer. Get some crits here. What if they give her a crit buff for Medusa? Like, what if they gave her, you know, a 3-turn crit up on one of her skills or something? That'd be kind of interesting. Although at that point, maybe too similar to Ushi. I'll just go with 2030 when in doubt. A back row probably won't matter. There's a million ways to buff William Tell. Like, you could give him buff removal resistance. That's yeah, that's niche, and it's, oh, hey, she's still here. Oh, this fight, boy, is art. Why is it every time we fight her, I'm bringing, wasn't it Medusa last time? Like, fuck off. Every time I do this, I just happen to be bringing a fucking AoE team. God. I mean, there's literally no point. I guess we'll try, but there's no way this is gonna work. Like, our team is so wrong now. God, that's obnoxious. Anyway, literally give William Tell any niche that, like, just no one else has, you know, for budget, you know, like, again, like buff removal resistance and things like that. You could just give him more straight damage or hard survival to be on par with Robin, but that's boring because it's too similar. You could double down more on the normal card angle, where he's like more about consistent crits instead of like burst crit, just like consistent crits, things like that. I would definitely focus on the utility side of things. Give him stronger utility that's different from Robin, and there you go. Yeah, defense down on her stun is actually pretty accurate to her lore. Because a lot of things she can't petrify, but it'll still like lower their stats and that kind of thing. Dude, Arash is so bad. I'm just resetting. This is, I mean, there's no team here. Like, that just doesn't work, like, conceptually here. I'm gonna be real quick. I need to grab water. Gotta stay hydrated, you know? I forgot she was still alive at this point in the story, to be honest. Didn't we solo this stage with Orion? I'm pretty sure we did. It actually took some effort, though. So, I remember vaguely, something about this fight is like, you do like no damage at the beginning, or it's really hard to do damage at the beginning, and then after she NPs, she gets weaker, or after you break the first health bar, she gets weaker, or after a certain number of turns, she gets weaker. I don't remember what it is, but it's something like that, where, like at the beginning, you gotta batten down the hatches, and then something of either you have to break the health bar, or you have to last a certain amount of time, and then it gets a lot easier. So we shall see. Hold up, let me check the wiki, yep. And again, you know, that's me pondering. I don't want to know the answer because I want to figure it out for myself, thank you. I want to use something then that has hard survival, because that's the thing, I know it's some kind of stall thing, but I don't know. The key thing is I don't know if I have to do damage while stalling or if I can just stall. And I don't want to know, because I want to figure that out. And then what's a good team when you don't know? Like, your team building is going to be different when you don't know exactly what the hell is happening, right? And so, like, now I'm thinking I want to have at least the option to do some kind of damage, even if I'm supposed to just stall. But then I want that damage dealer to be somebody that can, if you can't do damage, can then just, like, you know, hold out. Now, the obvious answer here is Fujino. I'm pretty sure she can solo this. I have memories of Fujino soloing this stage. So easily the answer is Fujino. Also, that emote Beastly is perfect. However, I kind of want to not do that because it kind of gonna make it easy, right? I'm thinking maybe like Robin, right? Robin has hard survival and attack down, right? So he can live if you need to stall, but if you need to do damage, he can do some okay damage, right? That's the budget answer. But yeah, Fujino is definitely a really good pick here because, you know, boss has evade, she has multi-turn sure hit, massive survivability, armor ignore even. I don't know, maybe we use Fujino. I've beaten this boss on so many accounts. I got nothing to prove. Maybe we use Fujino just cause, you know, it's kind of fun to use Fujino. Alright, you know what, we'll do it. Why not? We don't get to use the strong stuff too often. We'll go with Hans, maybe David, either that or Taunt into David. Taunt into David makes a degree of sense. I'm doing this kind of setup. Fujino's own survivability is completely overkill, but whatever. George is probably not needed here. And before the boss says sure hit on their NP. Oh man, at some point, maybe we reset and we use Scath and see if we can get muscle through the damage cut or resistance or whatever it is at the beginning. I can't remember. Oh, I know, we'll do Leo. God, Leo's animation update must be soon, right, guys? Right? Because, you know, after 30 years, Ushi finally got hers. So clearly his is coming, right? Because, dude, Leo is so copium. Yeah, that's accurate. Leo is such an awesome character, and I love his abilities. He's so fucking cool. I want a good animation update. Please don't give him a shitty one like Boudica, man. No hate for Boudica or anything. She deserved better, but man, I'd be pissed if Leonidas got a bad one. I've been looking forward to a Leonidas animation update for years, man. Just years on years. So I really want it to be good. God, imagine Charlotte getting a buff. That's some copium right there. Maybe for the anniversary. Could happen. I think there's debuffs here. I have a memory of that. Could be conflating something. You know, I think a big part of why males have had decent animation updates is because a lot of them aren't 5 stars. Because if you don't have tits, it's really hard to be a 5-star. And whenever they're a 5-star, they want to do these ridiculous face shot, you know, cut-ins that can work and be very cool, sure, but they force it, right? They force it, and a lot of times it's bad, and then instead of putting effort into the actual animations, they just put all the eggs in the face shot basket, and then when you look at the actual animations, like with Scath, they're pretty bare bones, and like they're not actually reanimating the character any, and it's not very good, right? Where guys are almost always so often 4 stars, right? Okay, it's increased defense. So really, you could wreck this if you buff stacked and you had sure hit and armor ignore. You could get through this health bar very quickly. And oh look, we have an archer that has sure hit and armor ignore. Although we don't have a setup to like buff stack her and like get her NP really quick, but so what is, does she have 6 turns of evade? That seems to be the shtick. This is where I wish if I brought a Star Bomb CE on somebody, like giving it to Hans, giving him Golden Carp, this would be awesome, because I could easily get a big crit turn and the crit up like right off the bat. Guess we have a slight chance to crit, so I'll go for it. 10, 10, 30. I mean, there's been crazier things. Dude, I know. Okita's is so bad. It literally, like you say, it doesn't even match her pose. Right? She's in X pose, and then the cut-in is in Y pose, and then right after the cut-in, it goes back to X pose. It's so bad. Like, unbelievable. It's like so lazy. And then her animations are still really shitty for the most part. It's because they've never given Okita a full animation update. She got a half animation update a really long time ago, and they gave her like another half animation update recently. They've never just done a full-blown animation update for her. Okay, trivia time. Anybody know what this song is from? You don't even have to get the song name or like what it was, but does anybody know where this song is from? I know there's a couple people in my chat that have actually played the game that this is from, but not very many, and then of those people, this is a niche part of that game, so they may not remember it at all. But there's very few people in my chat that have played the game. As far as I'm aware, there's very few people that have played this game. I don't think anybody's got it. I'll give it a second, but I don't think anybody's got it. I don't know what EBF stands for, but that ain't it. And it's not Sonic. Oh, wow. Zerp got it. Zerp, what are you doing here? I didn't know you were here. I know Zerp has played it. But yeah, Zerp got it. It's from Vandictus. God damn it, Zerp. He just comes in here, doesn't say a word, just aces it, and just goes back home. So yeah, my job here is done. It is, I'm lurking here, but it's Vandictus's second PvP theme, which isn't even in the game anymore, because they've since changed PvP dramatically, and I don't think that theme is in the game anymore. But yeah, it's Vandictus's second PvP theme. I cannot believe fucking Zerp just came in here and shot it down. 98%! Why you gotta be like that, game? I think this is the last turn of our sure hit. It is. I mean, I can do Atlas and I can cast it again next turn. But that'd have been a lot more satisfying if I could have just NP'd right now and taken out the health bar. CS time. Vandictus is honestly still a pretty fun game. Especially, crit would be awesome. It's just so different than what it used to be, and it's a lot less in depth, but it's still fun. I should stream it one of these days. It is light years ahead of like other MMOs in terms of combat. It just has a full-on action, combat system, like just completely on par with like a normal action game. Very wonky UI though, and it's also old. It needs like some updates to, like the game engine and stuff, for sure. Now the boss only has 24k health, so... And it doesn't have evade anymore! Why did I even do the thing then? Waste. You kind of wrecked this boss's gimmick. She still has the armor though. And I'm pretty sure it's a pretty big armor up. I think it goes away when she NPs or something. Imagine having armor ignore though as a skill and then it lasting 3 turns for some fucking reason. This game is totally balanced. There are indeed debuffs here though. David Smashu. Beastly, I'm so glad that's your own emote. Because it's so good, and it's like, it is absolutely like what happens when you use Fujino. Especially against sabers. Like, it's so ridiculous. And before quick chart. What?! We were just getting going! What is that? That's so lame, and I'm pretty sure this is the final fight with her. Why couldn't that be her? Why? Literally, someone explain to me. Even if you had to stall out that first health bar, it is not even remotely unreasonable to have to deal with all 3 health bars there. Like, it's not even remotely. Why can't we have a real fight there? Again, Gwaine was chapter 4 in Camelot. That is so stupid. I just... Imagine introducing the health bar system, but then just ending the fight before you have to get through the health bars. Like, and there's a bunch of fights where you literally win after the first health bar, so they might as well just add the 1 health bar. And even if story-wise you don't kill them, right, or... They do that anyway. They already have boss fights where X happens and you break the health bar, don't break the health bar, then it goes in the cutscene and, you know, it gives context to what's going on. It's just silly, man. I don't know, maybe we do fight her again. Am I crazy? Because maybe we just fight her again right now. Let's see. We'll do the exact same team. And maybe that was the preview fight. If I can find Beastly again. And before this is God Juna though. We've been guessing if it was God Juna all the time, and imagine if this is it, but we'll find out in a minute here. I wish, I look in the exact same boat as me. Feels bad. 10, 10, 10. In P1. Big oof. It's all God Juna, always has been. What happened to Beastly? Beastly got, I'll relog. Yeah, apparently. This is what I'm saying, man. Support list. I need to remove some people. This is just way out of hand. Got Furies, though. His is also really strong. Missing 2 command codes, though. Yeah, Fury was also ready to go when she got added. Hey, look. This one's more scuffed. It's NP1, level 90, but then it's 7, 8, 10. I just said that's like a sentence. It's supposed to be 7, 8, 9, but I mean, you can do 7, 8, 10. Like, that works too. There's another big Fujino. Level 80 though, but MP5. Bet you that'll get grailed someday. Now that's the reasonable one right there to use. Good for the fight, but not trivializing it. This is getting very obnoxious. We may have to purge. We may be at that point. I mean, look at how many times I've reset. This is one of those times where you have to relog multiple times for it to actually work. I have to do that so often when I summon myself. A lot of times when I'm making a video and I need to relog, I just relog twice because this happens so often. There it is. I think that was the second relog because it said 0 minutes. Why is it already 9:20 for me? We're like dicking around and if I want to play Darkest Dungeon, we should do that soon, but I don't know, maybe we just play some FGO and that's that. I do need to play Darkest Dungeon though, because in a little bit we're not going to be able to play it. Okay, this must be the real fight with her. Why is the other fight even there? I mean, just combine them for God's sakes. Oh yeah, you have like permanent attack down here or something. I don't quite remember how this one goes, but I guess we'll find out. If I could art chain with Hans, I wouldn't have used his second skill, but I can't, so... I'll try to save his NP though for art chaining with Fujino to help her out. So we now have attack down, quick down, art down, buster down. So our card damage is a lot lower than it normally would be. I'm guessing we have like 30 overall, like 30 down, I would think. Oh yeah, I think this one, she just starts wrecking herself after a few turns or something. I can art chain, however, I want to go for the brave chain. Get 40 stars. Imagine having 40 stars and the crit spread going that way. Man, our normal card damage sucks right now. We had fucking Buster up and crit up, and that was our damage. That attack down must be nasty. I bet you this NP won't do much. And no, it's not because Fujino's bad, it's because of the gimmicks here. She's overclocked, yep. Overclocked her CPU, burnt out. Oh yeah, our damage sucks here. I think it's like if you get through her first health bar, which is a really hard thing to do, because your damage is so bad, I think it gets really easy after that or something. Why you gotta stun me? If she gets a good hand, I'll remove it. She got a good hand. Just slowly whittling her health down. I am so glad Nukehead got that buff that she got though. Because she was always a usable servant that like did what you need an AoE Lancer to do, but it was so vanilla and there was a lot of competition that was better than her and you just kind of wanted more punch out of her. But they just upgraded her NP, so you got more punch out of her. And she's still not like some super omega god tier AoE Lancer or anything, but she's a 4-star and she's just a lot more solid now, which is what you want. So she tries to stun someone every turn and she's tried to stun Fujino twice. That's kind of annoying. By the way, I forgot to get the command code that blocks stun, charm, and card seal. For the love of God, when that gets rerun, please like spam the hell out of me on Discord. I want to say it's New Year's. And I'm pretty sure I even met the requirement to get it. I just forgot to buy it. Like, I'm pretty sure I had the mats to buy it from the shop, and I just didn't. Because I didn't log in, and I forgot about the event even happening, and I just didn't get it. Pretty dumb. Because it's a really good command code. It's one of the best, actually. It's such a good command code. You don't need it often, but when you do need it, it's so game-changing. Yeah, definitely not my best in A moment. Because I bought one of the other command codes, and I didn't get around to getting that one, and I'm almost positive I had the mats for it, and I was like, oh yeah, I can buy that in a second, you know, the event's here, the shop stays for a while, and then I just forgot. You just wrecked my health there. Also just wrecked Hans. Did I even use Hans's NP? Can you stop doing that? Good thing we still got the evade. I could also do the invulnerability. I would love to get that NP gain, but can't have nice things. Yeah, thanks, Finn, 'cause I don't keep track of NA a lot, so it's easy for me to miss stuff like that. Forehead ram! So could you, like, cast the stun on someone that's not Fujino? Oh, she doesn't have it anymore, it's gone now. Not a fan of that dot. See, Ku can get rid of it. Yeah, the beginning is rough, but then once you weather the storm, it's like really easy. She has like permanent defense down, and she drains her health every turn. Very front-loaded. I think she'll finish you off, though. My god, she's doing damage. Her normal card damage must be through the roof. Because we got that giant damage cut, and she just shredded us. Another time Ku is good, because PFA, you don't take any damage. Man, Fujino's gonna get wrecked here. That's unfortunate. She can... Oh no, she can't remove the dot! She removed the HP down! Fujino, no! Heals for 600, not enough. Well, Ku's got this. The HP down just wrecked us there. I gotta wait like one turn to taunt here. I don't really need these buffs, but I'm using them anyway. I think we win next turn, unless Ku gets stunned. Although no, she doesn't do that anymore. Oh yeah, when we soloed this with Orion, didn't we give him the anti-stun command code so he weather those early turns? Because otherwise you just get shut down and she just stuns you and then one-shots you, because look at her normal card damage. This is actually really hard to solo off memory because of that. Well, I think she's dead. She has double defense down now. Yeah, Hot Wheels is good, man. Guess we'll have to buff Fujino again. She doesn't even have her first buff over here. That'll be a while. Can you imagine having Hot Wheels in your Chaldia? Like, you just hear yelling in the background all the time. A lot of broken walls. Tekken. Oh man. Okay, I think we lose one of the debuffs now, maybe the quick down. Whichever one it's showing, like whichever color it shows is the one you remove first. And then I think it switches to like then the art one or the buster one, and that's the next one. Let's at least do one more stage here to check. Which team have I been using this whole time? I guess I've just been using this one. Okay. I don't really have a Buster Lancer. I gotta do something Buster related because we're using Nightingale. There we go. Just see red, press red. Wait, we must be looping. I swear this song just played a minute ago. Oh, now there's some music. This is such a good combo right here. Yep, Lostbelt 4's second banner is really good. You got Asclepius, which is one of the best budget units ever for support stuff. Very, very useful. Not quite as good general use-wise as Hans and Qingong, but when you need him, you fucking need him. So he's really great. And you get Hot Wheels, who not only is awesome and cool, and he put a lot of effort into his animations and stuff, but his gameplay is so strong. Like, he's such a good archer. He may be a 4-star, but he absolutely keeps up with 5 stars, and he's better than some 5 stars, like, abso-freaking-lutely. And then Gajuna's super amazing berserker. Just AoE, go burr, normal card, go burr, right? That good old-fashioned stuff, so... Yeah, very stacked banner. Especially if you like male servants, because it's got 3 males that are all super powerful, so... Good shit. Okay, the quick down is finally gone. I like how... What a stupid name! Unforgiving World -1. That is such a dumb name. Holy crap. Anyway, yeah, the quick thing is gone. But we're not using a quick team. We probably should be to take advantage of that, but whatever. I'll keep the defense down one alive because I'm sure she can do 35k, and then we might not be able to next turn, so we'll save the defense down to make it easier. I love that Buster. That animation makes no sense here. Go to sleep, Wolf. So you fight William Tell on this map, and he can triple Buster, and he'll triple backflip, and he just goes like he's flying in the pond, and he actually goes out of bounds. It's very silly. I want to get my NP on Leonidas, but I also want this guy to die. A little awkward. That didn't quite go the way I wanted it to. Okay. Do I just take the 70s to be happy with it, or do I use the other one? I think we'll just take it and be happy with it for now. Because we can use this the NP and then the Star Bomb when we don't have Absorb. Okay, just 70%. Easy. See, it's not 80, so it can't get you. See, no problem. We are taunting when there will be no enemy. But hey, we get the stars. Oh no. Oh no! We missed. God damn it, man. So look, I can make 20 stars, guys, and we'll have 46 stars, so we crit with the Berserker. Too bad we're fighting an enemy that has 7,000 life. You know what? I was gonna let Leonidas die and then bring in Shakespeare, who has a Star Bomb CE. But we're going in. Give me the loops. Not quite enough. Oh. It's you. We need a name. We need to like name the Hydra enemy and just treat them all like the same guy. Right? How like the million HP dragon is apparently named Richard now. We need a name for this fuck. Howard. We'll see. We'll have to give it a minute. But we need something. These are some random ass names, but everyone's Bob apparently. We need something though. Cause what a guy. Okay, we got like no cards for Beowulf, but we got the NP. Leo gonna show up with that Buster down. Still doing 17k though. Archibald. Mercedes the Hydra. There's some Dragon's Dogma shit right there. Was that skill named Big Information? I wasn't paying a lot of attention, so I didn't really see it. What? I hope that wasn't the name, because that's just stupid. Intimidation. That's better, but why would you just call it intimidation? Big intimidation. That's like what a child would say, right? You know, that's like the whole like know you 500 though, right? Like just say intimidation. You don't need big intimidation. That's silly. Maybe the Hydra's a child. Did you ever consider that? I really didn't, but that's not really what a kid snake looks like. You know, all those real life Hydras. Nom nom nom. Did we just eat a Hydra? Like there wasn't even story before that, right? The gameplay ended with Hydra, and then they show you at a campsite eating. There was no built lead into that. I feel like that thing would be poisonous. Let's try that again. Although, we got that level 99 one. All these level 99s, man. It's becoming a thing. We're actually not immune to poison, and we're like super resistant to it. And like we're immune to like weaker poisons and such, I think, but there are like some poisons I think that still affect us. And didn't that effect get weaker when MASH lost? The boy. The lad. Let's see. Well, fuck the assassins. I mean, I never played in a, like, the Barbatos raid much to begin with, because I don't play in A. Don't worry, guys, we're immune to insta-death. Freaking the rooster trash mobs do insta-death on their NP, though. So there are trash mobs, so that would be applicable, too. Very rarely, though. I like how our deck is like loaded right now with Buster and Art, when the only thing we removed is the quick down. My Joan of Arc on NA is level 92 and I'm proud. She was my first 5-star, so I gave her a grail. She was actually my first 5-star in NA as well, because there was like no 5-stars on NA, and I re-rolled. And I re-rolled pretty much for like Siegfried and Joan of Arc, or Herc, but then whenever I didn't get, I would just pick with my free 4-star ticket, because they did that back then. And Joan of Arc was like the only 5-star I cared to get from the day one roster. Although I like Waver more as a character, his gameplay is too strong, and you know, he trivializes everything, so I didn't really want to waste my reroll on that. I'd only use him for farming, and I don't give a fuck about farming, so. I wonder if a skeleton is humanoid. I mean, she should. Understanding of the human body should allow you to know the weak points in a skeleton. But it doesn't. Did not get bonus damage there. Nonsense. 1,000 health and now my buffs wear off. Oof. You got 100% crit on Leonidas. That he'll never get. I like how they placed that guy's beard to mimic the model work and like rigging they had for the gas mask guys, right? Like the beard is where like the mask thing sticks out. It's so ridiculous that they did that. Gotta make sure the rigging lines up. I forgot this fight even existed, and they made it the fucking anniversary fight. I think if they made it that you fight him again, and it's another one like this where there's zombies and shit. And I think it's the next one that they actually used for the anniversary fight. Not that that really makes it any better, but I guess we'll go for a crit on the next one. Do I think we can break without the attack up? Not particularly, because if our busts are up from Nightingale was still here, I would say yes, but we lost it. I cannot believe it's been. Oh my god, anniversary fights, dude, just so dumb. Man, imagine punching Asclepius in the face. That's just a dick move. Oh my god. But we made stars. We could have had 47 stars here with our star bomb. And we had 2 cards. This could have been such a nice turn. Oh, we done goofed. I should have done Nightingale's Buster card. Would have been more NP gain. She actually might have gotten her NP if I had done that because of overkill and everything. Oh, I must have taunted when I had my first skill up, so I didn't get the 3-turn taunt. Because I know affected. Only one Buster card, and we don't have the Buster card bonus like from another Buster card, so that kind of sucks. But it should get the job done anyway. Nope, I'm a liar. Not even close. Imagine giving mental debuff resistance to a zombie. Can you stop doing that? Okay, it's actually Nightingale damage time. Let's fucking go. Come on, give me a bullshit crit here. Yes! There we go. If we crit again, we might kill with the extra. Cool NP, by the way. I think we might have it. Get him bet. Yeah, I gotta put Asclepius to sleep. By the way, really thematic having Nightingale and Asclepius fight, by the way. They work together in the summer event. Main character luck. I'm not on that level. That's a whole other degree of RNG. She still has her anti-humanoid damage. 10% crit? Damn. So we had the anti-humanoid defense buff and he barely did anything. And then we just heal for 5,000. Okay. Silly boss fight. If those trash mobs impede every turn, that would be a much better boss fight. Like every turn that Asclepius is alive, they would impede every turn. That would be much better. Dude's name is Man. You know the story cares about him. Don't get me started on Sanson. It's not fair, man. Alright, boys. I think we'll wrap up there. I've been streaming for almost 4 hours. That kind of happened out of nowhere, though. I feel like I've been streaming for like an hour and a half, but it's actually like really late at night for me now. Where'd the sun go? What happened? Anyway, boys, we'll probably play more of this tomorrow unless something else pops up. I don't see why not. See that, our Darkest Dungeon. Last minute nickel. I can never escape those. Thank you, boy. Alright, boys. Well, good times in Lostbelt 4. Let us raid somebody. Let me post a poll for your favorite Fate Stay Night servant here again. And I'll post it on Discord one more time. And then we'll look at that like tomorrow and see what it's at. Alright, who to raid here? See, no Cairo around. Oh, we got Fino. We'll hit Fino up. He's playing some FGO. He's probably doing Lostbelt 4, I would imagine. He's probably way farther into it than I am, I would think. But who knows? Alright, boys, go get him. I'm out of here.